I got 20, 15, 10, and 6 meters.
Cool. And Ed, per prodding from this group, loaded it up on 2 meters, and it's worked on 2 meters.
That's what I heard. Probably won't make the trip to Oklahoma, but
no. Only on good days.
it has. Only when Denny's working.
That's right.
With 2 watts.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Lee. I was just going to talk bad about you. I got a story.
Well, go ahead.
He was. Linda was just talking about the Ed Fong roll-up J antennas, and I was going to say Lee doesn't know anything about those.
No, I've never seen one in my life.
Are you building those for others yet, or are you?
I have not. I built them for the club, and that's all I built so far. Why, do you have a market?
Well, we've had a bunch of folks interested in them, and I don't know what.
Really?
Ed, Linda was just telling a story about him. He has an apartment, and he's hanging it from the balcony above his, the deck above his outside porch, and doing well.
I've actually talked to Lee on that, through that antenna.
Oh my goodness.
DMR night, Aries.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I probably got a couple of those laying in the floor back here behind me.
At least made probably 8 or 10 of them. And
a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, today I have been working on.
SDR, man.
Yeah.
Why is it not plugged in and working? Come on, man.
Well, I will, because I went ahead and sprung.
Oh boy. He's got a book. He's dangerous now.
That's right. I'm going by Edge and McCaded.
Now the thing that brought it up is that we've got Ed Fong signed up for the August meeting to do our presentation.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one's he going to do?
I don't know what he's going to talk. Well, how does that J-pole antenna work is what he said. So he's going to talk about how it works. That crazy shorted out piece of copper wire and pole.
I understand how it works. I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I was commenting on, I was kind of surprised how different. I got both the roll up and the mount in a PVC pipe, and I was surprised how different they are.
Which did you like better?
Well, I was telling Mark the only time I've deployed the roll up was really bad propagation everywhere. I couldn't even get a NOAA signal.
Really?
It was intelligible, but the next day, it was threatening weather, so I took it back down. I couldn't get it with anything. But I've been the DBJ1. I'm impressed with it.
The only thing I will be honest that I never liked about the Ed Fong design is where you have to do the cutover to tie it in for the 70 centimeter is a weak link. Even when I tried, like double reinforcing them with heat shrink, and that seemed to have helped, but it's still, it's still a weak part of the design. I'd be interested to see if Fong came out with something that, made his more sturdy.
I think I don't know. It's just heat shrink, I think.
Are you building the roll up version or the PVC pipe?
I've got both. I made how many of them did we do in the PVC, Mark?
I think he 8 for the club, and I think he gave me 1, so that'd be 9.
Yeah, and it's the one that goes into PVC. The whole thing about it, you have to use the thin wall PVC,
right?
Because the thick wall, I found out, actually it's designed to repel UV rays. And in doing that, it also kills signal. Where the thin wall doesn't have that property.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's about as far as I can go with it.
Very cool.
What kind of performance with yours?
So what?
How is the ones you're assembling? Are they identical to Ed Fong's, or is it just similar theory?
It's it's not the ones that you buy, the kits that you can buy from him. But what I did is I downloaded his instructions and just made them. A couple of the things is, first of all, don't use the expensive 300 ohm twin lead. Get the cheapest twin lead you can get. You would think it would be the other way around. Oh, there it is.
That's why I went. I found that on our website. I did a little more research, and everybody was really touting them. And I actually called Ed Fong and talked to him a little bit before I bought them. But plus, I thought it was kind of neat the way he does it with his students, where they can earn a little money while they're going to class.
That's cool.
And he's supposed to be, stand behind them. If anything ever happens, then he'll fix it or replace it. So
that's why I want to know what he does in that area to keep it strong.
Well, August 14th, you can find out.
Oh yeah.
I would say I would bring it to the next meeting, but we probably kind of tough through this phone.
What meeting?
Exactly.
So, Mike,
Which
I've been
one?
missing you on the DMR.
There's 3 mics.
Yeah, you.
What?
Which mic?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Michigan Mike.
Ah,
Yes,
I'm
sir,
Minnesota Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, Michigan Mike. Been missing him on DMR.
Oh, I got it working though. That's a start.
Well,
I promise
yeah.
I'll log in. I promise Monday I'll log in.
Well, that's okay. You'll get Mark then, because I just did mine last night.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Mark's quicker.
thank you. I'm slow but thorough.
Yes, you are. How are you doing check-ins now? You've done it a few different times. What way do you like the best? Calling the names or going by, I don't know, you've done it different ways.
For me, I do it requesting them to give their call sign. I acknowledge the call sign, and then they come back and give me the information. And the reason I'm doing it like that, honestly, is because I'm trying to do some semblance of the way you would do it during a real net.
It is a real net.
I'm talking about an emergency net.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
But Mark's much better in that he just copies down. I guess he's got shorthand or something. I don't know.
Oh, both of them are the same length.
Good one, Mark.
I've done it so many times, and that for me, it's great practice to just listen to it and write it down. It's a lot of that comes from Morse code kind of stuff, where you have to do the same thing on Morse code. You just got to be focused on it.
Yeah, see,
it's a different skill, and it is, like you said, it's a great way to practice. It's if anybody wants to run that net, we'd love to have more folks involved.
Absolutely.
So holler at one of us. We'll give you some space.
I don't see anybody jumping up. Do you, Mark?
I'm counting the hands right now, and they're all there's 2 of them on underneath each thigh that I see. So nobody,
The hands
including mine.
the hands you're counting, are they under the table?
Yeah. Looks like we got Lance on board. Hello, Lance.
Hey,
Where are you from?
I'm from Norman.
Oh, like K9 call. I thought you were one of my Illinois buddies from way back when.
No, K9 is, I belong to a search and rescue group for canines.
Oh, you got the new call. Okay, that's you.
Yeah.
I know who you are.
Yeah.
Now I got you figured out. Welcome. Were you looking for the Ray Didios, some Kenwoods, weren't you? No?
Yes, I was. I was actually trying to get a D74, and they were discontinued. So I ended up, actually, I think I sent out to the group some suggestions to work with. So the canine rescue, we use the ham radios to communicate for our command center, and then so I don't really need a lot for that particular group, but I figure if I'm going to spend the money to get one and I'm going to get the license, I might as well get something that I can use besides there. So that's what I've been doing. I got an FT3DR coming Thursday.
Yet another radio I don't know anything about. Let me see what that is.
It's an HT because I have to use HTs for what I do. So
yeah. It's a Yaesu.
Yeah, Yaesu. Sorry.
Yeah, I hear they're pretty nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, there's Jared.
I am here.
Who else? Oh my goodness, we got a whole bunch of them stacked up there. Hello, Mike number 3 is HXT. Mike number 2 is SRJ. Showed up. Look at that. Hi guys.
Too many mics.
Too many mics.
Yeah, we got
You got to have mics. You can't talk on the radio.
Oh.
we need to call the herd.
Don't forget to tip your waitresses. Yeah, okay. That's funny.
Is that like cow tipping?
No, that's totally a different thing.
Oh, okay.
That's
So your waitress did that.
totally a different thing. Totally a different thing. I kind of pull up. I need to pull that up right now. The balloon guys got another balloon. They got another balloon stuff set up out there. It's out there in the park. Let's see where it's at here. Yep, it's still there. KI 5 Oscar Lima Sierra is their call sign, current one that they're working on.
So he has not launched yet?
It's on a 10-foot clothes hanger pole stuck in a pile of dirt out in the field. They're trying to test to make sure it'll come on and go off at the right times. And let's see, when's the last 6:39? So it's still transmitting tonight.
What frequency?
This is on aprs.fi is where I'm looking at it now. It's on my screen. And then it's also on 20 meters. I should turn mine on and see if it's picking up on 20 meters. I doubt it will be because that's only 10 milliwatts. They can see the digipeater. Our Norman digipeater is right there. So it's 2.8 miles away from, and you can see the tower from where they're at. So it's good line of sight. But they're going to put up another one. Hopefully Saturday is what the current plan is. And we'll see what happens with that.
Okay.
So anybody got any problems, questions, concerns, issues, stories?
Well, now that Lee's here and he runs the Aries net, I was going to ask him if he know any frequencies I might check in on while I'm out and about tonight chasing storms.
Mark's at it and I am.
Where are you going to be? You're going to be out like
Due west.
Texas Panhandle?
Due west. I'm not exactly sure.
Probably Granite.
That's pretty far south of my Belfang or my GD77.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be in trouble then. Because the big one's gonna be Elk City, Geary, Sayre, that kind of thing will work. but man, I don't know anything south, or you're thinking south of that part
I'm thinking right down where you're talking about.
up in Geary. Well, then that should be, they've got a
Well,
bunch-
for the rest of that, like I say, Oak City, I'm not sure yet. He's a lender that's doing a loan on a house that I put an offer in for a couple and doing some follow-up. And I said something because this young lady that's buying the house is in the meteorology. So I said, when you call her, mention meteorology. They go, come out tonight if you want to go. I'm like, apparently there's some tornado threats out far west.
Yeah, I hadn't got on NWS chat yet, but Mark, have you been on?
No, not today yet. No, not tonight yet.
Yeah, we're supposed to. I mean, it's going to be late.
Yeah, he's talking about picking me up at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
10 till about 5 in the morning.
Well, which
that's what I saw.
I didn't get home to bed last night till about 2 o'clock this morning. You have to jump on these houses when they become available. Then you're everybody on these starter homes.
Yeah. Let me take a quick look here.
Yeah, that's only enhanced. I hate to say only enhanced, but I usually don't get puckered on enhanced.
Well, Mark, did you build one of those loop antennas that?
I did not. I grabbed the information and I'm going to put it in a newsletter is what I'm going to do with it. But
Man, I
it
got it
still-
running right now.
what have you just done 20 or have you tried something else?
I've practiced for a week with getting ready for our field day for digital, and I've done it 20, 40. I've even tried 10 just to see how it would pick up.
I haven't been up on 10. Is there anything happening on 10?
Yeah, actually, it did pick it up.
Well, okay.
And but let me tell you what, 20 today. Right now, I'm receiving contacts in the south part of Brazil, and there's one right now that's talking to the States from Argentina, and I had a half a dozen from Europe today.
Wow.
And, yeah, I meant this. Now, keep in mind this antenna I'm talking about is 5 feet from me on a table. It's not even outside.
Mark.
Yep.
I want that antenna back.
Let me
look who's
tell you
here.
what. There he is. There's the man that built it. Hey, Mark, we need to have a project kit for the club to do Ken's antenna. Let me tell you what. Everybody wants to do digital and wants to do it without having to have an outdoor antenna during storms and stuff can set it on a table in their shack and pick up the world.
Yeah. But how much power can you put into that parchment?
Didn't we figure Ken about 25 watts?
No. Figure is one thing. How much
Only at your house. Only at your house.
Right.
I was thinking it had to do with how far you could run and how fast. How much you could do.
That could very well be. That would arc over pretty easy with the current parchment paper dielectric, but you might put like 9 layers of wax paper in there and it might not flash over at say 15, 10. I wouldn't do much over. I just do QRPO with it, really. If you probably get away with 5 watts and still talk halfway around the world.
Yeah.
That's where we got to do some testing on to see that, see how that works. But I think, what is that RG6 that you use for the outside stuff, Ken?
I think it's some 75 ohm quality coax from an X-ray system.
Oh, but it'd be like RG6 type.
Sure. It's nothing special about it. It's just got a very good solid shield on it, so it has a reasonable diameter.
Right, which in most of that good RG6 a quad shield is all 95% and above. And then the loop is is that like 12 gauge wire? Is that what the small loop is? Something like that?
Well, that's
12
flat.
would probably work. That's a piece of flat, 2.5 by 4 millimeter flat cross sectional.
Well, of course, everybody has that laying around. What are you talking
Of course, but at 12 gauge would probably work just fine.
So could you guys say you have this design somewhere where we can find it on the webpage or no?
Not yet.
No,
Um,
not yet.
we will put it on a newsletter shortly is what the goal is.
Okay, 'cause-
See if we can get some power through it and see how much power it'll go. But
because I was contemplating, because I'm only going to have the one radio, and so I was contemplating starting with my HT and figuring out what kind of antenna I needed.
this is for an HF antenna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's not going to work
Yeah.
for the HT. But what we've got is the, let me flip it
Got
over here.
Yagi,
Yeah. Our
So-
best salesman is the most recent customer. At 5nor.org/tape.
and
Okay.
lead together at Fong antenna. Sounds like.
Yeah, that's a good one. Where are you at? You're in town Lance, you're here in town?
Yeah, I'm in Hall Park. Well, what used to be Hall Park.
The neighborhood formerly known as Hall Park.
Yeah, I was here when it was Hall Park.
Oh my goodness.
I'm that old.
Hey, speaking of customers, anybody know anyone who might be getting rid of a Yaesu FT100? Old school.
Wow.
I'm
Good luck.
willing. Yeah, I
Good
mean,
luck.
I know that's why I ask.
Yeah, but they're either unobtainable or high dollar or really cheap. I don't know what FT100.
And there's a D and a non-D, and I don't remember what the difference is, except
Oh
that the
my
D is newer.
God, the
There's a
Peter show.
DS.
100 DS?
Yes.
Okay, well, so there you go.
I don't know. I'm just kind of looking around. Like right now,
It's
I'm
like
like,
it's like the
sorry.
706. You make
Yeah.
sure you get the one you really want.
Yeah,
Yeah. The last price I saw on one of those was $950.
oof. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, right now I'm just
For an
looking at, like,
FT100?
Yes.
You should see the Mark
Oh,
IIs and the Mark II Gs and the 706s right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man.
They're eight.
going-
They're eight to 1100.
Yeah, I saw a 706 Mark II G for 1100 today.
They're all 20-year-old radios.
awesome. Yeah, awesome.
But yeah, I'm kind of looking around right now just for like ease of getting one and price. I'm kind of looking at just like a Zygo G90, just like something to just use
Yeah.
for now. And then, but if I could find a good deal on like an FT100, an FT897, a 706 Mark II G, like any of the above, I would totally grab one up quick.
Take a look on eBay.
Yeah, I've looked. They go pretty fast if they're cheap is the problem. And
Put your
then,
put your notification up there.
yeah, and then I've also looked on Z.com and just like looked around, but I don't know. I'll probably just gonna end up with the Zygo or however you say it, which is okay because it's got a killer tuner.
Yeah, good receiver. It's SDR. Yeah.
Yeah, probably just gonna
Were
end
you-
up with that one.
Were you on when Jorge? I can't remember. Were you on when Jorge was on Zoom somewhere recently?
I talked to him about the G1M, the Zygo
Oh,
G1M.
it was Saturday morning. We talked about it.
Yeah, I wasn't there yet. I don't think.
You slept in. I told him that we were talking bad about him. He should show up Friday nights for Friday afternoons happy hours. And
He should.
he said, I can live without it. You can talk, feel free to talk bad about me anytime you want. But he still was happy with that radio, and he had it in front of me and showed it to the
It's
camera.
cheap too. It's awesome. Like the G1M is only like $250 or
Yep,
$270.
Yep, that's the one he has, and he really likes it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the G90 just for the tuner purposes, and it's essentially got an analyzer in it, which is pretty cool. It's got like an analyzer and a tuner in it, and it's 20 watts. For a couple $100 more, I'm down. So Beats having to tote around a FT2000 or TS2000.
Lance, this Yagi antenna you see on my whoops, not on my screen again.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
You see the link? Okay, I've got those little kits for $10.
And they
okay.
work. I can tell you they work.
Cool.
I think I've sold 80 of them so far, or 70 or something like that.
They're great satellite antennas.
So
How do
again,
I?
Is Victor?
Do
still
I just
around?
click that link to?
send me an email if you want to. I'll figure out
Okay.
how to find you and make that happen. Somebody asked if Victor's still around, and Victor is still round, and he is still around, and and I can't remember who I asked that same question of somebody, and they said, yeah. His work constraints have him tied up, and somebody heard him on the air. Whoever it was I said that to said, yeah, I heard him on the air the other night on such and such. So he's still doing his thing.
Well,
He's
I've
on
got a loaner Kenwood K20 that I've been using, and I was able to get on MacNet once. The first time I talked to you guys, I'd gotten on there, so I assumed everything was working fine, but I've been carrying it, using it, going back and forth to work, and I get no response, so I'm assuming people are not hearing me.
a little noisy, maybe.
Say what?
Just a little noisy, probably.
It could be because I'm hearing a lot of stuff, but I'm not getting any responses back. So I couldn't tell if it's because I'm so new, I'm not saying it right. I'm pretty sure I am. So.
No. They'll usually come back faster if it's a new guy.
Okay.
You know, the older guys are like, I'm tired of talking to Mark and ignore me, and then they'll go to you. But yeah, if you're wanting one of those, that's a really good one to Victor, the guy holding it there in the picture, came up with a really cool idea. He bought one and put it in his attic, and he's just got it sitting and pointing towards the repeater so that when he unplugs all his radios, that one is still working and he's got it pointing in the attic. And that's a really good idea. I should probably do that. Never have slowed down to do it. But that's a good one to do no matter what you do. They're portable. Like if you set up at your dog events, you could aim it back at the main guys or whatever it is. It really puts out a much better signal.
All right, I'll build one and try it and just see what it does.
Good deal. Yep, they're quick and easy, and I've got I think it's $10. I think one of the kits, I think I make 3 cents, and the other one I lose 3 cents on. It's kind of fun. It really came out to just.
I'll give you 6 cents so you balance out.
Yeah, I can't remember which one. Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. You know, if this world stops because I don't get 3 cents, I'm okay with that. There's I didn't realize it until now. There's the Denny J pole on the left, the wooden J pole. Huh. But no, that's a really good beginner antenna. We talked about if you're going to put one permanently, the Ed Fong antenna. And let me.
Are we back to that?
Yeah, sure.
It's not going to go away, Lee.
Well, he was asking about antennas, and that's a good one to start with. Our antenna page has got so many that you go crazy with them, but
get a good place for antennas if you just need random ideas. I've been reading through the I think it's like the 2015 or 16 edition of the ARRL antenna book.
Oh,
highly recommend.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll go crazy there.
They also have a small antennas or small spaces book. It's great.
I saw that we had some in Elk City. I had never seen that one in person until then.
Got one of those right here on the desk.
Do you really?
Yep. It's a small book. Well, I mean, here it's not a fat one. It's a quarter inch, but it's a nice little book.
Ed's antennas. I'll put this in the chat also. That's a gooder one for a vertical if you want to do an outside, more permanent kind of thing. They sell you the antenna, and then the gal's hanging on to here is the piece of PVC pipe, You just buy the pipe from Home Depot locally and stick it in there.
Does she stand up there and hold it that whole time?
Yes, she comes with it. Yes, yes, yes.
You pay shipping from California for her, though.
Yeah.
Not going there.
There you go. No, I've never asked him who that is, but she's been up there every time I've looked up there, she's been there. But he's got a bunch of good little antennas there that they're little roll-ups, and you can hang them from a tree, or you can put them in a pipe. Or I think if it'll actually sell you the pipe, but it's like the pipe's like $2 and the shipping's like 20 or something.
Now you go to Lowe's, he gives you the part number and everything, go to Lowe's.
Yeah.
Because it's a 5, you have to buy a 10-foot stick, but you only need 5.
Yep. Is it 5? Because I just inherited Ed Hatch's Ed Fong antenna and the extra piece of pipe. So
it's a double Ed, right?
Yes, Ed squared. I didn't know if it's.
We're talking this one.
Yeah.
As long as we don't do Ed cubed.
We're talking this antenna.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're terrible. Nobody here likes them. I can see that.
Right.
Mine's
I'll take 5 more.
I've been thinking about buying one of his roll-up J poles, to put in my my bag.
Lee, are you listening?
He's ignoring us now.
Lee, are you listening to this?
Huh? Who? What?
We got 4 people that want to roll up.
Oh, wait a second. I probably that's the wrong one here. Oh, geez. There you are. Now, okay, I'm back. Say what?
We got 4 people looking for Ed Fong antennas or roll-up J-pole antennas.
Oh, no.
Just saying.
You're going to have to make a whole bunch more kits there, Lee.
Going to be a great live Elmer night project.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one. That'd be a good first one to do. We should do that.
Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, that would be.
We were going to do that, and then it went poop on it, didn't it? Yeah.
I've got all the pieces to make quarter wave ground planes.
That's another one to do.
No, you don't understand. I have enough to for 10 people to do it.
Oh, awesome.
I was going to do that as a club project. I think it was 2017, and a bunch of life things happened and it just didn't happen, but I've still got all the pieces. So
what band do you have them? You
can cut them for 2 meters, 440. You could cut them for 220 if you wanted, but
what did you end up with? You were going back between brass and silver and gold. And
I used genuine gold. No, it's welding rod.
Is that what you ended up doing?
Brazing rod, welding rod.
Oh, is that when it gets hit by electricity? From the lightning bolt, everything welds together.
Yes. That's the final step. You use screws to hold it together temporarily, and then that first lightning strike makes it into one solid.
There you go. That's better than that chemical stuff.
Oh yeah. No, I've got the. I don't know if I bought the 440 hardware or not. I know I've got the chassis mount SO 239s, and I've got all the element stuff. It seems like. I don't remember. I'll have to go find that, but I've got it. I mean, it was I ordered it online from somewhere, and they're 6 foot lengths, so it's all ready to be cut up. And it seems like I got thicker stuff for the radiator and thinner stuff for the radio. I think. No, it's been so long.
Is that one on the website?
Huh?
No, quarter wave.
Quarter wave ground planes, easy to. I mean, the plan's been out there for 75 years. So I just haven't done anything with it.
Oh,
need to do that.
4 feet of 14 gauge Romex works great.
I was gonna say, is that the first one you and I built, Ken?
There is, and if you bend it, it bends right back nice and easy.
my favorite, I've had a buddy of mine that built one of those, and I went to his house and his apartment. I couldn't find it. And I finally looked, and the guy had taken a 1/8 inch drill bit and poked a hole in his drywall ceiling. And he just poked that quarter wave into the ceiling of his apartment. Into the drywall. And I said, that won't work. That was when I learned those kind of things. Like, don't say that won't work. That won't work. And hanging out of the ceiling. It just looked like there was a piece of coax hanging out of the ceiling. I don't have a quarter wave on the web page. I need to get one of those.
When I get done, I just come in and hang it on a hook in the garage. When I want to use it, I just straighten it out and go put it in the air. I mean, then all of the radials are on bits of a European style barrier strip that I've taken out of the barrier strips, so they just screw in. So with a screwdriver in 2 minutes, you can take it completely apart.
Okay,
the only soldering is just the stinger, the vertical. The rest of it's all done with screws.
I ordered 6 foot long rods. I've got 4 1/8 inch and 4 3/32 inch. So I did order thinner stuff for the radials because they're the ones that got to be bent anyway. So
what's the date on the?
I ask if you're doing a 45. Yeah, you are.
The date on the email when I was exchanging email with Ken Brown was October
of
2018.
Oh, that's just yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I remember you were trying to find stuff that to make it efficient, and I remember all that stuff. But yeah, that's the cord. For those that you don't know, that's a little antenna connector mounted upside down, and you screw the coax in from the bottom, and you have a vertical that goes up the top, and you want to put these little ground pieces down at a 45-degree angle.
Yep.
That helps the
some people glue a bead on the top radiator there so that you can loop a string around it and hang it from your ceiling,
or just roll a bead into it.
Yeah, well, it changes the length.
Okay, I'm going to ask a real, interesting question. I won't call it a stupid question. Have you ever heard of using a 48-degree angle versus a 45-degree angle?
Oh, you tune it to wherever you get the best results, right? I mean, the angle is not critical at all.
No, just adjust your SWR.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, it'll play with your bandwidth and your center frequency, blah blah blah. But really, you bend it to whatever works in your installation and wherever you get the best performance. And if that ends up being 90 degrees like a dipole, hey, that's fine. Go for it.
My assumption, knowing mathematics and hams, is that 48 would be the right number mathematically.
Quite possibly.
And hams just say screw it, 45.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's entirely possible.
I can't see how it would come out exactly to 45 mathematically, because
probably not.
There's too many things there's too much math. Oh, there it is right there. Hot damn.
There's a spot somewhere where it would be 45 because everything affects everything.
Yep. 42 degrees is the theory.
You just have to bend it to 45 and go and search at the spot.
Look at that. 42 degrees is the theoretical perfect angle for 50 ohm feed.
There you go.
So 48 would be the counter part of that.
That's
right. So that matches, and my story matches, and it says if
Ken just built one.
Ken who?
While
we were talking.
Oh, hey guys, if you've seen his ham shack, he's the wizard. And yeah.
No, it's a junkyard.
No, he's the
back behind him.
Oh, that's to cover up the half the hidden stuff.
Oh, I thought it was just clouds.
Oh, he's got a train coming at him.
I was trying to figure out whose that was too. They look like Harriman coaches. Who is that?
He's just well trained.
Oh.
Oh.
I can't really, well, let's see.
Well trained. Oh my.
But those,
They looked like SP Harriman coaches. That's why I was curious.
They're Pullmans, but they got it just blurred enough.
Yeah.
Somebody, railway company, live. It's almost like Chinese. But
So Peter, do you do HO or anything like that?
I pretended to do N scale for a long time, and I finally decided that I'm never actually going to do that. So,
Okay. Do you ever get model railroader?
used to when I was a kid, particularly.
Okay. Well,
I only got rid of those in 2011 or 2012 or something. I hauled them up to somebody that was selling stuff at a table at the train show and said,
the reason
make
I
these
ask
go
is
away.
I have a brother-in-law that is certifiable.
Yeah.
He has. They estimate over $800,000 worth of trains in his basement.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
And he's been like the president of the model, whatever it is.
Oh, cool.
Does a bunch of writing for him and everything. But every time I turn around, he's flying somewhere to take pictures.
Hey, look, if you can amass an $800,000 collection of model trains, you can fly wherever you want to take pictures.
Yeah, well, I liked it better when he had his Mooney 231.
His what? I'm sorry?
He had a Mooney 231, a turbocharged Mooney.
Wow.
Okay.
And so he would fly out here from New York and we'd go fly.
Oh, see, he has a plane. Yeah, see, well.
Yeah. Of course, he's not doing crap anymore. He's a lighting designer for Broadway. And Broadway ain't.
Okay.
Who is it, Lee?
His name is Phil Monat.
What is it?
Phil Monat, M-O-N-A-T.
Okay. I know the lady that her son was a actor, did some Broadway and stuff on that.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, personally, I think he's just crazy. But aren't we all?
I was going to say, sometimes it helps.
Yep.
Hey,
That's the best way.
people have told me that I have a split personality, but I'm not crazy and neither am I.
Yep.
There you go.
Incidentally, you really came good. You were good and solid last night on Oklahoma City downtown for once.
Oh, really?
In 3 weeks.
yay.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Damn. Finally.
Thank you. I don't know what's going on with them, but yeah, we have a hard enough time with ours.
Auto, yep. Let's see. Well, that's he. Or did he run away? Dr. Hayes flew away.
He was here for a bit. I saw him.
Yeah. Hey, Mark,
He just flew away. Okay. Let's see if you knew anything about the launch. Yes, sir.
have you ever given any thought to maybe the club doing its own DMR?
Don't know why. I mean,
Well, the reason why is because at least we'd have some control over if it went down, we could reset it.
well, I mean, we've still got the same, we'd have the same control as what we got now. So it's really not, it's in our control is probably the right way to say it. It's just not owned by us.
Okay. I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, it is definitely not something that is hard to obtain. It's not on Untitled.
Hey, Mark, you said you wanted some info on the launch this weekend?
Yeah. Oh, there. Oh, yeah. Do you know?
I heard they scrubbed due to weather, and then it turned out to be perfect weather. So
No, for next
how it
weekend, for
usually
next
goes.
Saturday.
Oh. Sorry, I
We-
don't know.
They've got a balloon. They've got the gear hanging out at the launch.
Oh, balloon launches. Okay, sorry. I don't know anything about that.
Oh, not you were talking about the
Rocket stuff. Yeah.
rocket stuff down south.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're supposed to go up and do a test launch this weekend, and they scrubbed due to weather. And it turns out on Sunday the weather was perfect. So,
How it goes, man.
that's how rocketry happens sometimes.
So is
Yeah,
that was
and the sooner you internalize that, the better you'll be.
Oh, I can't tell you how many times we would get to Kansas, get everything set up. I think two or three times we got to Kansas, got everything set up. We're ready to go put it out on the pad, and we were like, nope, not today. It's just like,
Yep.
well, that sucks.
Yep.
were you talking about SpaceX or you were talking about
Rocket Golf.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're not going to get to test fly before the comp, and they're scared, but they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
Have we discussed what rocket golf means?
I don't know if we have here.
Why don't you just briefly explain what crazy thing that they have to do?
Yeah, so one of the aerospace engineering capstone options is to go to Kansas to compete in the Argonia Cup, is what it's called. And essentially what it is the goal is there's a GPS marker, and it's also marked by a flag usually on the ground. You have to send a rocket to at least 8,000 feet using a certain class of motor. You can't exceed a certain thrust value. And you have to get to at least 8,000 feet and somehow bring the golf ball that is somehow housed in your rocket back as close as possible to the marked location on the ground. AKA rocket golf.
That's not the one I was thinking of. I'm thinking BRT. I didn't know about the golf one.
That's BRT. Boom Rocket Team.
What's the one with the drone?
That's BRT.
So they're going to put it up, pop a drone out, drop the golf ball with the drone?
Were you not paying attention last week, Mark?
Well, I didn't know they were the same thing. I didn't.
Yes, that's the thing. The drone comes out of the rocket.
Yeah, that I knew, but I didn't know it was the golf. I thought it was bring down the nose cone in a certain spot.
Nope.
I thought it was
No. It pops a drone out of the rocket, and the drone has the golf ball.
Yeah, I'm mostly nervous because they're putting a drone that weighs like 3 pounds at 8,000 feet to get hit by all the wind. And I'm very scared that they're not going to be able to get that thing back on the pad, but we'll see. I have full and utter faith in my peers.
Okay, have we?
This is being
I'm sorry for those of you that weren't listening.
No, they're gonna do good. The chief engineer and I are pretty good friends. We worked on some research together for a while, and if anybody's gonna be able to do it, it's him. So, him and his team, I should say. Yeah, full faith for real. But track record's not great for anyone. I mean, it's not just OU. It's no one has done this well yet. So no school who's competed. So a lot of it, I think, has to do with development time. You know, you essentially have 8 months to develop this. And not only that, you're not an actual engineer, and you've actually got about 15 to 20 people. So it's a pretty tall order. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I think this year is the best shot they've had yet.
Has anybody ever popped it with a drone, done a drone out of the top of the rocket?
OSU tried, but they had a drone malfunction, so their drone didn't deploy correctly. It was not a quadcopter drone. It was a unmanned aerial, essentially a unmanned glider, if you will.
Oh, okay.
And then another team tried to do it with a glider, but it was way too light. The glider was made out of essentially paper, and the winds were gusting like 40 miles an hour, and it didn't go well. So I don't remember who that was.
Was it guided? Did it have
No, well, kind of. It had control systems, if I remember correctly, so they could somewhat steer it, but it didn't have like first person, like didn't have a camera on it or anything like that. So they're kind of just playing it by eye.
I was going to see.
It was just too light. What's that, Lyndall?
That's why I was getting ready to say, how do you track something at 8,000 feet?
Well, they deployed it at like 500 feet above the ground. It actually would have worked out great because they were about, 500 feet above the ground, and they were probably, 600 yards off of the target. But when they deployed it, they would have been better off just letting the rocket hit the ground. Like the deployment vehicle. Instead of deploying their glider, they'd have been better. They would have probably been closer to the target if they had just deployed it, just not deployed. They just the weight of the glider just wasn't enough.
Launch a lawn dart with controllable fins.
Yeah. See, the problem. Okay, so that's essentially what they were trying to do last year. The problem with that is you have to come in under 30 feet per second. because that's kind of where 30 feet per second is like the speed
Okay,
that it's like,
well,
if you get hit, you might not die, but there's a good chance you're going to die.
Let your fins deploy in a
Well, that's what they were going to
in
do.
a speed brake.
Well, so I guess 2
All
years
of them,
ago
all
now.
of them open up in a speed brake.
Yeah, so 2 years ago they're doing the like lawn dart type thing. Last year the plan was an air brake design, but with COVID they didn't get to go fly. So yeah, that was last year's design. It would have done well, I think. The problem with that is guidance is tough. If you just have brakes and no way to guide the thing, it gets a little tougher. And COVID kind of messed them up, so they couldn't really flesh that idea out as much as they would have liked, I think. So we'll see.
I know why the drone failed, because it looked out of the top of that rocket at 8,500 feet and went, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just hoping they can get the drone stabilized this year, this weekend, I should say. I'm hoping the thing gets stabilized. 8,000 feet's up there for a drone.
Do they actually deploy the drone at 8,000 feet?
I think it's coming out roughly at 8,000. It's right at apogee, I think. So you go up, and then you kind of hit as high as it'll go, and the rocket starts to arc over. Well, I think what they're planning on doing is right as the rocket starts to arc over and come back down, they're going to deploy. I can't remember if
that's what the video. You're right. That's what the video shows.
Yeah. So it's either when they're horizontal or a little bit vertical, they're going to deploy. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I really think they're going to do well. I just hope they can get that thing to stabilize at 8,000 feet and there's not 60-mile-an-hour gusts or anything like that.
Well, or even worse, what's their radio control?
That'll be fine. That's pretty much line of sight, so they're good. Radio control wise, I mean, they've done a range test, and it'll go like 2 miles, so they're fine. They're within their 2-mile range, unless they just get blown way off course or something. If that's the case, they're kind of messed up.
Somebody else is on frequency.
Yeah, that could be an issue. I think I don't know. I haven't actually looked into it. I think you're talking gigahertz. So
is that the 2.4 spread spectrum? Probably is probably.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know for sure though. I'd have to look on their stuff. But yeah, I assume.
RC with digital anymore is pretty independent, frequency independent. So.
But they're going to be at 8,000 feet. They're going to be hearing everybody. Is the problem?
I don't know. I don't know how all that works, and they may.
Sure, they've got a coordinator for that.
Hold my beer and watch this.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes every year. It's like, what are they doing? Yeah. Oh, they're doing that. Oh, this could go really well, or this could go really bad. But I'm here for both outcomes, so
yeah, I'm good for either one.
Yeah.
Hold my beer and watch.
Yeah, pretty much. That's more the attitude when it comes to LDRS up there, large dangerous rocket ships is what they call it. They do it. I don't think they do it they do it every year. But yeah, it's just like people have launched porta potties with rockets attached to them. People have launched like the big wire spools that you see like AT&T carrying around on the back of their trucks and stuff. They just put rocket motors on those things and just say like, why not? Yeah, they do crazy stuff up there. It's awesome, actually.
How many college credits?
Yeah.
Capstone class.
Yeah, it's capstone class. So I think capstone's 3 hours. They don't get to do any of that kind of stuff. But yeah, when I was doing research, I was doing that stuff for like I was actually getting paid. So I wasn't getting any credit for that one. But yeah, that was awesome. I would totally do it for nothing. Actually, I would work for no pay to build rockets again.
Don't tell them that.
Don't.
Hayes won't let that happen.
Yeah,
I already know. I talked to him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, that's not going to happen, my man."
He'll work for nothing, but they won't let a student do it.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like 7:06 is when this when sunset shut down on the balloon that's out in the field. I haven't seen anything since 7:06 on that APRS. 4.5 volts. 4.5 volts is the cutoff on that particular tracker, and it's reporting at 7:06 reported 4.50 volts.
Wow.
Yesterday's cutoff was 4.49 volts. So it apparently 4.5. I think it's not set by software, if I remember right now. That if it sees 4.5 or below, it won't transmit. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Hey, just had an update there on the FT8 20 meter.
Okay.
Argentina to California, and Argentina, the same guy, to Russia.
But are you here in the Russia side and the Argentina side?
Yep.
Oh. So you're hearing both ends of that transaction?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Have you transmitted on that any?
Nope.
Nope.
And I've got two guys here that know that I don't do that on there because I'm studying for my general.
And this is being recorded. So yeah.
And Mark is one of them, and Mr. Peter Laws is the other.
What was the question?
No comment.
Oh, okay.
And
How many
the parchment paper is the lock and key on this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ought to see. You ought to see. By the way, Ken, I did adjust it just slightly,
Mhm.
and it makes a world of difference of which side of the world you pick up on.
Okay. I mean, it'd be interesting, and I didn't think to do it. There was so much going on to measure the range of capacitance that thing makes, because it tunes so beautifully. And then you can go find a real capacitor somewhere and you can put 15 or 20 watts in it. And that should be enough to play pretty much anywhere.
Mark, with the two, you got the two,
Aluminum foil pads.
aluminum foil. How much coverage are you actually running right now? Are they 50% covered or 100% covered, or?
They're right at about 82 to 85% coverage.
Okay.
And I mean, they're just, about that much showing.
Yep.
And like I said, I'm picking up Brazil and Argentina, and I'm talking South Brazil and lower part of Argentina. And the guy in Argentina, I just watched him make a contact to California, and then he made one to Russia. And I picked up both sides of it.
Yeah, this is the actual antenna that's on the screen that I've got now.
Yeah, blow that up a little bit. Let them see that.
Oh.
And
I've got it sitting on a table in here, about 3 foot off the floor. It's got its own little base it sits on, and it's just sitting on that table. And I've got it set up to where if you're looking at the antenna, the bar across the center is facing north-south. Right now, that's the way that antenna is set up.
I think you said it's 4.5 across. The horizontal bar is 4.5.
Right. No,
No.
yeah, no, it's 4 foot.
4 foot. Okay.
4 foot across.
Isn't
4 foot
that a
tall.
breaker bar for taking off lug nuts?
It's very close.
It could.
Not strong enough though.
I was gonna say it might not last. And then you said that the loop at the top is 8
1/4 inches.
8 1/4 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
Which the loop is actually maybe a little small, because they normally want it to be 20% of the outside loop diameter.
So diameter to diameter should be
Yeah, or the length to length. It works out the ratio the same. But I mean, it's so if you got a 3 meter loop, then you'd want a 0.2 meter little loop, big loop to little loop diameter.
And you
And
can
that's
see
a good
how,
starting point, but it's not absolute.
and you can see how the wires are soldered on for the Ken special.
We spared all expense.
I was gonna say,
Is there
Is that
capacitor in there anywhere?
yeah, you're looking at
Yeah.
it.
You're looking at it
2 sheets of tin foil
Separated by parchment paper.
between a sheet of parchment paper.
with a piece of parchment paper for a dielectric.
And what does that measure out to?
I don't know. I didn't measure it. I wish I had. It's probably in the neighborhood of 200 picofarad, plus or minus 100.
2 pieces. between a piece of parchment.
Yeah, 2 pieces of foil, and I took and I stripped the wire an inch long on that wire. It's multi-strand wire. And I just spread it out in a fan, and I just took some packing tape and taped it on there for
Onto the
contact,
aluminum foil.
to the aluminum foil on each side, and laid them on top of each other. And they tuned up better than my variable that I had on there.
And what were you smoking at the time you did this?
I don't have a license, so I can't do that.
Legally.
And I hate to tell you this, but he did all of it in about 10 minutes. I watched him do it.
Damn. Well, congratulations.
It was fun. But I had watched Peter Parker, our Australian YouTuber, do one of the tube type. He built a tube type variable on the ground. The way he does his stuff. But anyway, so I was a little inspired by that. And then 2 weeks ago, we saw a picture of a loop antenna with 2 plates, just 2 flat plates for the capacitor. And they would vary the capacitance just by pivoting on a hinge. And that inspired me to the 2 flat. And I looked at what have I got cheap to do that with and quick. And tin foil and parchment paper works pretty good for a receiving antenna.
This is the midnight loop.
Yeah,
that made him go crazy. Come on, show me the thing.
Have you seen the one that the doctor did?
That the what? Oh, that Doc Hayes did?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that one just floored me when he had it out there for Elmer night at the Red Cross.
I remember that. I remember that one. That was cool.
Unbelievable.
You could have talked to Mars with that one.
Oh gosh, yes.
There's
absolutely unbelievable.
Well, when he did,
he hadn't been running 20 seconds, and he got
there. It is. There's the picture. That's what it looked like.
It's for gerbils.
Yeah, that's what I first thought it was. It's from your part of the world somewhere there, Mike. It's got snow. They said it's sitting on 3 foot of snow or something like that.
Is that all?
But the capacitor is just a hinged, 2 plates hinged. I like it. It's really cool.
At the top of this is the capacitors. That's just 2 plates of this steel that they had some kind of stuff through it. So it's really the same, same design. And this one, they had a little motor that would separate the pieces out so you could do it from inside a nice warm house in Michigan or wherever they're at.
It looks cold.
Now, what about the circular band? Is it multiple strands or multiple windings or
sheet of metal?
Just a sheet of tin from like a HVAC.
Tin foil like your hat.
No, no, this is HVAC tin. Charlene liked that, Peter. You got a point there.
Mm.
Peter, you said you wouldn't tell people.
Yeah, well, you know how it goes.
But that's crazy. Now, the next piece of transmit. What's our new dielectric when parchment fails? Surely there's some black
paper.
Well, yeah, I was thinking transparency film.
Gives a whole new meaning to roll your own.
But that's his.
I mean, okay, think about a capacitor, and how it's rolled up.
Well, it's just rolled up for size. That's the same thing.
Exactly. That's what I meant.
Yep. But this is, you can tell he's got it taped on. It's just the little wires from the junky old stranded wire on there.
Yeah.
That is a hoot.
Yeah.
And it tuned up. It tuned up 20. I never get tuned up 20 with that particular outside loop using my variable cap, which is a nominal, I think something like 20 to 225 or so picofarad. And with that, it found a sweet spot immediately. Boy, the signal jumped, and I went. I was excited when that happened. That was cool. But
it's a good idea, Peter.
It's a great receive antenna. It tuned up 20. I never get tuned up 20 with that.
Who's got a great? What did you say, Jared?
Peter, in the chat, use PCB for your dielectric PCB board.
Good.
Oh, Peter
Yeah.
K. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry. I
gotcha.
should have been more specific, sir.
That's
But that's going to give you a significantly lower capacitance because of the thickness of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
you would have to use.
The thing that made this suite was they're so close together, but they won't withstand very much voltage, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's an experiment we need to do.
Yeah.
We need to get a.
I think there's an I'm sure there's an equation to.
Oh,
judge
there
it.
is.
Yeah, I need to find it. I'd have to look for the thickness.
It's just
Who's got the
parchment paper.
Who's got the dielectric constant for parchment?
Parchment paper.
Hold on, Google probably does.
Yeah, Google it, man. Go get him, Jerk.
But I can tell you that after a week of using this antenna, it's been fascinating.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
let's
Ken.
Show it up from Indy. Look at that.
Ken.
In the Salukis show.
I don't see a pending application next to your call sign in the FCC system.
Yeah.
How come?
Pending what?
Oh,
Pending application.
Patent
No.
pending?
No, not patent pending.
What?
call sign change.
Call sign change.
Oh, I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
KI5.
All right.
I
Yeah.
haven't done it yet, and I'm still torn on that.
Okay.
All right, so I got you an answer.
He's waiting for the fee.
Kinda.
So he,
It's, well, yeah, I
No,
want to be able.
don't.
I want to be
That's
able
why
to
I
pay.
asked.
I want to be able to pay to do it. That's why.
Yeah. No, you
Yeah.
don't.
Rather than free.
Mark, I think I have you somewhat of an answer. So
Okay.
standard paper, which parchment paper is just kind of a slight derivative, right? Kind of the same thing. Is roughly 16 millivolts per millimeter.
Okay.
Or no, 16 kilovolts per millimeter. So
So it's probably 8 or 10 thousandths of an inch. What is it? It's half the thickness of a. What's about the standard sheet of paper thickness in
0.8
reality?
inches. I don't know that millimeter conversion.
So that's a tenth of a millimeter, maybe. It's close to that. It'd be close to a tenth of a millimeter.
That's the dielectric string, not the dielectric constant.
Oh, you're right.
60-pound papers.
Oh, I think this one says dielectric constant is 3.7.
There you go.
That sounds better.
Standard sheet of paper.
I don't know that millimeter conversion.
Somebody's got a delayed echo there.
There's 3 conversations going on.
Yeah, somewhere.
I think it's a YouTube loop.
Yeah.
Anyway, it works pretty good.
Trying to think of something that would be
Better than
roughly as
Yeah.
thin, but a better dielectric.
Better breakover, higher breakover voltage resistance. Not me, mylar, plastic. You can use all kinds of things that are better than paper, than a little thin piece of paper.
Could use like drop cloth, like plastic drop cloth.
Ooh, that
Maybe.
would really you'd think that you could pierce that pretty easily.
I don't know. They got some thicker stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I think just a sheet of paper protector type thing that you put in your notebook would be fine.
Yeah,
Mhm.
or two
You know,
two
I mean,
sheets.
all we want to put on there is if you're doing if you do 5 watts, you got to play with about 40 volts in that neighborhood. Maybe more though, maybe more on the end of the antenna, but that's another thing. You need to measure that.
Measure voltage coming into it.
Yeah, see what kind of voltage we have on there. That would be fun to do without loading it too much. But with QRP, you know, put out just use a 1 watt signal as a base. That'll keep the voltages down to same levels. You probably want 100 volts, at least 100 volts of breakover voltage to play QRP, or 15 watts or 20 watts. Oh no, who's a wizard on that? What's the end voltage on the antenna? They go up pretty fast, pretty high.
I would
On
think
loops.
they would.
They do.
I bet
Because 100 watts is up in the 2 kV range and 3.
Doc Hayes probably did that math when he was doing his stuff. We need to.
Yeah, so you got kV to deal with when you're putting 100 watts on it.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that'll blow that parchment paper.
Oh, where are you going?
Be cool to watch though.
Yeah, it would be. You do a video on it. If you're going to do it, Mark, get the camera, make sure to make the recording because you'll probably get 1 million hits on YouTube.
Yeah, you'll be well into the algorithms on YouTube by then.
We got tons of hits just off that stupid little pyro device that Ed and I put together.
People love things that blow up and break. And
yes,
there you go.
Right.
I'm thinking our Model Railroad Club needs to run an old Athearn locomotive at about 80 volts on the track into a barrier. It'd totally destroy it, but that'd be
that's the
mega
point.
Hits.
Gasoline soaked.
I was say there needs to be some pyrotechniques and some smoke involved.
Oof. Got to look like that SpaceX SN10 crash.
Mark, we got currently a Brazil to California conversation.
I got to step away a second.
Those loops never work. They won't do anything.
Right.
I'm looking at dueling CW keys from Sam and Carl that are on my display. They're side by side.
They are on mine. Yeah.
And neither one of them is using them. Come on, guys.
One of them's a fancy schmancy Bagali.
Well, actually, I am sitting here practicing. I just keep it muted so it won't.
There you go.
Excellent.
So it won't drive you crazy. But
Hey, are
Mark?
you guys on the air with your Monday night class?
we're just doing it over Teams. We're just do it
whatever works.
Yeah. Well, it's really much more reliable. We played around with some ideas on 10 meter and different things, and then we thought about using the Norman repeater, and thought that would really piss everybody off. So anyway, no, we just do it like we would on Zoom, like and works good. So
good. Somebody hollered in there right before I said something. What was it?
Yeah, I want to talk to Mark Clayton. How much power is that guy in Brazil running?
FTA don't need much.
I don't get that kind of information on the setup here.
Oh, they don't swap the power, just the call sign.
Yeah, they're just doing call sign and grid square.
Well,
FT8 has a very limited message. It's basically your call sign and your grid square and your receive signal strength. So he'll tell you how he hears you, and you can see. Wait, if I got that the right way around.
Then you go look them up on QRZ and figure out how much power.
Yeah. But it'll tell you what their signal strength is, and
okay.
It's pretty objective as far as these things go because it's the computer that decides it. So
right. I guess I was confusing that with Whisper, because Whisper, you have to send your power, your strength.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, FT8 doesn't do that.
Okay. And I fixed my sound, guys. How am I sounding? Like I'm way far away, too far away from the mic?
No, you sound great.
Sound
great. I forgot that you were having mic problems. You sound wonderful.
I just unplugged it from the front of the computer and plugged it into the back of the computer.
There you go.
It fixed
USB. It's magic.
Yeah, it's magic.
Yep.
It's magic.
That's the way it goes.
FM.
FM, that's right.
Speaking of magic, we were talking about Ed Fong, and I got Egg Foo Young show up.
different thing.
Did you bring it up for everybody?
Yeah, but I'm real happy with the Egg Foo Young though.
Now you make me hungry.
Kind of mean, isn't it?
Yeah. That he is. Whisper. I was going to go see if anybody actually heard the balloon on Whisper. I didn't even think about firing mine up today.
So
Who
Mark,
knows? Go ahead.
I was going to ask what frequency Mark's operating on.
20 meters frequencies. The Whisper and
I'm
144.
on FT8. I'm on 14074.
Okay.
And it automatically does that. I mean, when you set up the WSJTX program and you click it for 20 meters, it says it's 14074. And of course, if your radio's hooked up to the computer right, it'll set it on that. And that's what I've got. And
you can change that if you need to go somewhere else, but it does default to what you just said. So
yeah. And I'm using that program, like I said, plus I'm using the grid tracker. So I've got the 2 monitors set up.
No, I'm not hearing anything.
And I'm using a Yaesu FT 991A. And I'm using one cable. It comes out of the back of it into the computer that you buy special for it. And it takes nothing more than about 10 minutes to hook it up. Set up your program to work with the 991A and you're off and running. And it's working really, really good.
All right.
You get to see it for field day if you come down to the fire station.
Okay, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to say I want to put a horizontal loop in an attic, what determines the lowest band I can operate on? Is it the half wave? Like, is it if the loop is the length of a half wave? Is it a full wave?
1005 divided by the frequency in megahertz.
You, sir, are a wizard.
I know. I was told that 40 years ago when I made my first loop.
1005 divided by the frequency.
Yep.
Got it.
And I always did it. That depends on your area. I always build a 40-meter loop. So 1005 divided by 7. And I could work 40, 15. With a tuner, I could get 20. And I just did mine above. Mine was on a house. It was above the house. One was on a 25-foot pole, and it was probably 10 foot above the roof. And then the other 2 corners were about a foot above the roof.
Okay, so you had like a delta loop shape.
Yep, I had a delta.
Doesn't really matter what shape, right?
Circle is perfect, but whatever, circle or square or triangle works just fine.
Okay.
By the way, Lee, the one thing about the 991A is it's got a built-in tuner, so hooking up Ken's loop antenna to it, it was ready to rock and roll real quick.
Well, see, yeah, I'm just trying my dongle here just for grins.
Cool. Hooked up to what do you have for an antenna there?
A disc cone. Yeah, it's not going to have enough wire.
Yeah.
Picks up a lot of other things real well, but that not
UHF VHF disc cone.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that's from 25 to
got the whip on it.
To whatever gig.
There's a contact right now with Brazil to Oregon.
Mark, when are you AZQ? No, is that your call sign?
AZQ.
AZQ. When are you coming to take your general?
On that April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
Okay. Did you sign up already?
No.
Okay.
No, I've got to do that.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you sign up and then you can't make it. That's fine. I prefer that than you just showing up there.
I understand.
So, because once I have your stuff, and when you come back, I've got your stuff. So.
Got it.
Here, maybe I should go ahead and try for my extra again then.
Do it.
If you want.
Hey, do it, Lee, and then you can encourage me real hard about that general.
Well, hell, you ought to be able to get general. I mean,
Then you ought to be able to get extra.
I got general.
Looking back, it was, hey, Peter, I think my brother-in-law signed up for April to get his extra.
Who's your brother?
His name's Doug Werrick.
Oh, I saw that go by.
Get in. I've been hammering him.
I haven't written anyone back yet. They all get auto replies now, so the pressure on me to acknowledge them is lower. Yeah, but I remember the name.
I'll tell you what, you put me in and I won't expect an auto reply.
No. Go through the thing.
All right. Jeez. No respect.
You go out to the website and you look it up.
Right. That's right.
I don't know where it's at. How do you find that?
Yeah, Douglas Werrick. There he is. Look at that.
Hey, Mark Clayton.
KE5CKE.
This is Mike.
He's coming up from Ada. Holy
Yes,
cow.
sir.
And the cable you're using for the 991A, what cable is that? Is there a part number or something?
Yes, sir, there is. Hold on a second here, and I will tell you exactly what it is.
Someday.
Hold on a minute.
Any day.
Let me look it up here.
Got to get his readers
Any
on.
day.
No, I got to get my page out here. I printed out the actual perfect sheet that tells you everything step by step, including what to order and everything. Because it's got two of the, help me out here with it, Peter.
What's that?
It's got the two, what do you call it, ferrites?
Ferrites, yeah.
One on either end of the cable.
Okay. Is it
Already
what kind of
built
cable
on-
are we talking?
It's the radio to USB.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's got ferrite chokes on it. Keep the
Yeah,
one crap off it. Yeah.
exactly, one on either end of it. Let's see here. Let me find it. It's very, very specific of what type of cable to use.
Would it be easier just to email it to me when you find it?
I'll have it here in just a second. I'm looking in the book.
Hard to email cables though.
No,
Confirm.
No?
You got to put them in the skinny end first.
Oh, okay,
you
gotcha.
just got
There
to
you
fold
go.
them up tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just issued a severe thunderstorm watch for Piedmont or for
Yeah.
Canadian County.
I saw that while I was looking up the VE stuff. I'm glad you said that. Let's see. Spirit Thunderstorm Watch. Oh, blue box, eh?
A little something down there southwest of Altus, but nothing
This
on radar.
runs through 3 a.m. That's unfortunate. All right, let's do that.
Well, there's a break, Mark. Speaking of live Elmer nights, do you remember about a year and a half ago, we made a fan dipole for one of the old geezers?
They're all here.
I was gonna
No,
Hey.
did he get that up? I haven't heard how well or how not well that we put that together for him.
the 80-meter one, no, it did not get up. And that's for Gordon Jones, W5OU. And I think it was still packed away. We moved all his stuff out over the last month into my shop, or most of his stuff, or not most of his stuff, a bit of his stuff into my shop. And I haven't looked in the boxes. I was trying to see if that antenna was there, see where it was. And we're working on getting him a spot to hook up some more antennas in a near future.
Okay. Well, it's a shame for that to sit idle.
I know.
Will probably use it.
Such a very well-made antenna
It was.
by such high-skilled individuals.
Bunch of Elmers.
But no, I helped clean out that house, and when I pulled it out, I was looking for that thing every time I turned around.
Hey, Mark, let me share my screen.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, sir, that's not allowed.
Yeah, I
Oh,
bet it is.
I thought you
No
left.
good. It's a trap.
Oh no, I'm still here.
There you are. I got a link for you for loops. There's some
Okay.
stuff you got to know.
Okay.
And I'm putting it in the chat. Well, come on.
Okay. I'm planning on moving to a duplex, and I should have a semi decently sized attic. I'm hoping to be able to hide a nice little loop in the attic, buy myself a tuner.
Cool.
Okay, who was it that wanted to know which cable that was?
Lindo, no, Mike.
Mike.
Thanks, sir.
Mike. Okay, it's called a trip light, TRIPP -LITE trip light. It's a model number model number U023-003.
Okay.
And if you want the 6-foot version, it's -006 instead of 3. That 3
I
means
bet those last digits are the length.
yeah.
How did you figure that out so quick?
I'll tell you.
He's
I was a
quick.
college graduate.
But that they specifically say to use that cable. And I can tell you that it really works, because in 10 minutes or less, I was up and running.
So is there any specific software that I need to download on the computer to do that, or?
Nope.
Okay.
No, you basically just, I've got if you go out to YouTube on the FT991A, look up instructions to set it up. And it's by SWL 3409PL. That's what he says. And you go out there, it's got a complete step-by-step, tells you how to set it up in about 10 minutes. And it works.
Okay.
You do the WSJT and go through the settings, and you're ready to
Okay.
go. It's just ready to rock
Okay.
and roll.
Was there any, I thought I heard maybe chokes, or what was it, on the cables? Is that something I need to look at getting to, or?
No, they're built on with the cable. They're
That's
built on
Perfect. Okay.
That's why that cable's
Don't choke yourself on the cables.
got the ferrites.
Yeah, one on either end of it, and
Got it.
they said you had to get it with those on it, otherwise you get too much noise in it.
Okay.
That's just an AB
That's a
USB
printer
cable
cable, yeah.
with chokes on it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a printer cable, it's a printer connection cable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think the
Well,
chokes are the biggie.
You could probably, if you have a standard printer cable, put a couple of snap-on ferrites on either end, it would work too.
Right.
You
Wayne
probably
says
could.
no.
It is not a printer cable. It is a USB A to B. We
Still
use
probably be
for
cheaper
lots
to
of
buy
other
the
things
chokes
for
yourself.
printers.
IT nerds are everywhere.
Yeah.
Probably cheaper just to buy it in the ferrite chokes yourself.
It'd probably be a toss-up.
No, I got the cable for $6.50.
I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
then
Can't do
that's
that.
worth buying it.
Yeah.
I'm very
Oh.
wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's not even close.
No,
Jared, the
yeah.
big thing about those loops is they're 100 ohm. So you need like a 2-to-1
Yeah.
balance. You see that? And then there's, depending if you got one end up or lower, that changes the polar or the vertical or horizontal.
Yeah. So my question is, like, the benefit of going with like a loop is essentially just lower noise levels, right? Over like a fan dipole.
Correct.
Okay.
And it'll load over a pretty wide range too. With the
Yeah.
tuner.
I mean, essentially, you just cut it for the longest band you're gonna want. And you can tune pretty much everything else, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
I- I did a
Mark,
40
Mark, you can pull up that picture, that cable, and it has a real good picture online to show you.
What was the number again?
It's a trip light I lost it here.
Something 003
It's a
Or
trip light,
6.
or
trip
6.
light uniform 023-003.
That's it.
You said it's 100 Mark?
Yep.
Okay, because this
That's
guy's
why you
using
need a
a
2-to-1.
1 to 4 balance, or a 4 to 1.
Or 2-to-1.
Yeah, I don't. Why is he using a 4 to 1 if it's 100? Because he's using
'Cause-
RG8X. Because that's 50 ohm.
Because you can't buy a 2-to-1 with. I mean, the right way is to put a little stub in there, and they talk about a tuning stub.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Yeah, I'll read up, and I mean, it's
I've
not
done-
going to happen right now, so I got time to read up on
Yeah.
it.
And I've done mine just with a chunk of coax without a balance, so just a tuner on it, and it worked okay.
Isn't
There's the
ladder
picture.
line 100 ohm? No, it's not. It's higher. Right?
300, 450, 600, depends how wide it is.
Okay, so that wouldn't work. Never mind.
Yeah,
There's your cable.
$6, that's worth it.
For sure.
Back when we were all kids, the
Yep.
TV antennas used twin lead. It was
Yes.
300 ohm.
Coax is that new fancy stuff.
That new fancy stuff, yeah.
I remember having to climb a tower to change twin lead to coax.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yo, Wayne.
So, Mark, how, made that fan dipole head up at the Red Cross building. What was that? A 2040, 80 or something like that?
Correct.
Can you do something like that for like a 6 and 10?
Yep.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
thinking
technically, you could go 160 to 10 meters and just separate them all.
Technically, yeah.
Yep.
I've never tried it before, so I was just curious if you could do it.
You can do it.
I want to get something for 10 meters and 6 meters up, but I was thinking about doing just one antenna.
And that'll work. You can just tie them in there. I know mine doesn't really tune too well on 6 and 10. I can barely hear the guys on 6. I can hear Danny. Of course, he's just 4 miles straight south of me with 8 million watts. And
Well, yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Well, if I took a 10 meter and used my tuner to tune it down to 10, what the problem with that is, that's going a long ways from 50 megahertz down to 28. And I tried that with my 40 meter, and I just barely hear anybody. So I might as well just do it right.
yeah, and add another pair of wires on there. If you use my little spacers, you just keep putting more spacers on there. You don't need multiple ones. You can just keep using the 2 or 3 gangs and just alternate them so that top wire, middle wire, or the 80, 40, 20 all connect together. And then if you add a 10 and a 6 underneath it, you just put another set of 3, the 20, the 10, and the 6 all hooked together.
Does the higher frequency need to be underneath or on top, or does it really matter?
Well, just for ease of mounting, until you repeal the law of gravity, the longer ones on top, and then the rest hang underneath it.
Well, and I was just thinking because the longer ones would be a little heavier and would probably hang better, but I don't know.
Well, but you stretch it out by the long ones, and then the rest will just drop below it.
And the reason is I've already got a 6 meter, and I thought about just adding another leg on there for 10 meter if that would work.
Yeah.
You could also just, I don't know. It's probably more work than it's worth. I was gonna say you could just build you a little antenna trap and just add on some wire, but that's probably more work than it's worth.
Well, you could do that, but the fan work is so easy. You don't have to do any math.
Exactly.
The fan's easy. When you trap, you get a narrower band on the extended range.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And then
I built a
math
6
and skills.
I built a 6 and 10 fan, and I used what is it, flex weave? Is that what they call it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not convinced how good that is, because all it wants to do is untwist, and it spins the little spacers with it. I have genuine N58ZR spacers, and man, it just, as soon as you haul it up there, it zzz, and 6 all wraps around the 10.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So, well,
It's
spacers,
proportional.
you could just use anything non-conductive, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. It's not the spacers aren't the problem. It's the wire itself because it's a weave of not. It's not a weave. It's a twist.
I have a boatload of copper weld, which is 18 gauge steel wire with a little bit of copper on the outside. I mean, like I buy that by the mile.
Yeah, that sounds cheap.
If anybody needs them.
Perhaps I should redo it then.
Romex works good too.
Which does?
Romex, just solid wire.
It may stretch is the only thing. Is it?
Oh yeah, but over how long? I mean,
Well, you never leave an antenna up more than 2 hours in a row.
well, a week, you know.
Come on.
Is it really warm enough, Ken, to have your garage door open? I haven't been
Yeah.
outside.
Feels
It's
good.
nice.
It feels good. After that warning, I wanted to look, and I got a clear sky, something
Yeah,
shining in the sky, and
That will not be the last watcher warning. There'll be warnings later probably, but it's going to be late. It's going to be like after 2 a.m. So.
let's talk about blizzards in the Panhandle tomorrow.
Well,
Yep.
that's how those work.
Yep, 3 to 6 inches.
You get the convective stuff on this side, and you get the cold stuff on the other side. And
Get the hot stuff with the cold stuff.
I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
hey, Jared,
Yep.
Hey, man.
Hey, anybody know who K5DHH is?
oh,
That's Hickman, isn't
somebody,
it?
yes, I believe that's correct.
That's
He's
his
on,
nickname.
he popped up a minute ago. He's on 20 meters on FT8 and he's talking with California.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yep, it's
Did
Hickman's
somebody
fault.
annoy him because he never shows up on here again?
He forgets. He's just, you know,
I
yeah,
understand
squirrel.
that. No, I understand that.
Squirrel. Yeah, that's Hickman's new call.
Oh my goodness. It's the deep South Texas guy
Wow. Somebody let the door open.
or the ceiling guy or something. I don't know.
I'm getting sick.
Guys, I'm gonna punch out. I got some shopping to do. So,
All right.
Mark, if I got any questions, I'll give you a holler.
Hey, you want my shopping list, Mike?
No, I'm gonna work my own right now. But thanks.
Thanks for the offer.
Yeah.
Take
Be
care,
safe,
Mike. Have a
Mike.
good night.
Where did they put my little but yeah, 6 and 10 fans should be no trouble. And
Nah,
I think-
it's the twisted stuff that's just
Yeah.
driven me nuts, and I just
No.
kind of it's still hanging out there. I use it for listening to medium wave and stuff, but I really want it for 6 and 10.
I think they still have some of that copper stuff out there enough to make a 10. So
yeah, shouldn't take much.
Right anyway.
The secret is tune the longest one first.
Yeah, I know. Well, I never got that far because it kept twisting in the wind. I wonder if I just replaced. I bet you know what I bet would work is if I replace the 10-meter element with the copper weld, and just reuse the twisted one at the bottom because it's twisting around because the 10-meter one is the one that gets tension between the supports.
Run a separate line, a separate string or insulated connector to each wire.
Yeah.
Then you have 4, and they'll pull it taut, and they won't spin around each other.
Yeah, that I thought of that, but one end's on trees and the other end's for now on one of my masts. I'll probably move that, and it gets a lot more complicated. It would be a lot simpler if the lower one, the shorter one could just hang from the upper one. You know what I'm saying?
It'll do that.
Make
It'll do
the 6 a vertical. It's pretty short.
Yeah, I want a dipole.
The
vertical dipole.
Is there a special spacing you have to do between the spacers?
As long as they're not touching is the actual. I've looked at it on NEC, and an 1/8 of an inch is as good as a mile.
Yeah, it doesn't. You would think it would make a big difference, but on a simple dipole, it kind of doesn't. I mean, it does. I mean, they interact, right? I mean, there's no question they interact. Does it matter?
Okay, here's the hint. You remember ribbon cable, the old computer I used?
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah.
We used to make fan dipoles out of ribbon cable, and you left it together.
That is actually in my ARL antenna book.
But you're
Oh my
talking
God.
about receive only.
No, transmit.
No, transmit.
And how much power are you going to put there?
12,000
100
watts.
We none of us-
You know, you remember the antennas that glowed in the dark?
I like
Well, if it's multicolored ribbon,
Corona effect.
if it's multicolored ribbon wire, that makes a really nice effect as they all drip down.
Yes, yeah.
What's the number to 911?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
119.
Well, I know way back in the day, my Elmer used to tell me they put light bulbs on the end of his dipole.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. Those little
Neon.
Neon, thank you. The NE2s, those little neon bulbs, that work really well for that.
Yeah, they used to sell those for CBers, antenna toppers, man.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark, yep.
Mike Salem has a patented story about that.
Do not look at your SWR once you've put it on, but
Yeah, they would buy anything.
Salem's got a patented story about that from Dayton. Him and Joe Buswell rented a room on the I don't know, 8th floor, and they specified that height because he did the calculations. They went out, dark 30, threw out a wire and hung it onto the gazebo down on the pool deck. And he dropped one of those NE2s down the wire, so it hit the end of the antenna, and he used that to tune the long wire. So when that thing glowed, whoop, it was tuned properly, and he left it on there, of course. Well, as he was making contacts from his 8-story room, the drunks in the bar at the pool saw this light flashing, called the security guy, and he spent all night chasing that light bulb down until the next morning when Salem was in the shower. Buswell gets a knock on the door from the security guards who said, "What's the wire coming out of your room for? Why was it glowing all night?" NE2s.
Hey, well, I'm sorry, but your security clearance doesn't go that high.
Yeah.
right.
He said they talked themselves out of a ticket, so they were all right.
Guys, I'm out of here.
All righty.
Yeah, I need to get going too.
Good.
Take care of yourself. Peter, I tried several times during the week to get a hold of you on 440. You
I'm
never.
looking at my
He knows he's ignoring you.
no, here's the thing. On my 4100, I've been playing with the linked bank scanning, and evidently it stopped on 060 right now. Though I don't know why it should have stopped on 4437. I'll have to figure out I'll have to figure out what I'm doing wrong.
Okay. Well, occasionally turn your UHF up.
Well, that's not the problem. It's scanning, and that should be in the scan list, but apparently it isn't. So that's no good. I'll get that fixed.
I think there's a leaf filter.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I think it is. I've seen that before. Guys, take care of yourself. Have a good week.
All right.
Be safe, guys. Take care.
Yeah, I'm signing off as well. We'll see you guys around. Somebody was gonna Mark Clayton sign up.
Right. Yes, sir.
Okay. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, Peter.
Bye, man.
Yeah, I've got a question for the group here. I didn't want to ask this until Peter left. No, I'm just kidding. But I had another ham, and I was kind of waiting to see if he got on here tonight. But anyway, he asked me the other day if I thought 2 meter was exceptionally quiet right now, and he said he noticed on his meter on his radio that there's no noise. And I really don't pay much attention. I'm usually driving, and I just keep my squelch set to where it's not making noise. But I started, turning my squelch down, and gosh, I can turn the squelch way down before I get any noise.
Ed Hatch just bought a 9700, and he has been watching the background noise. And the solar storm that Dr. T pushed through here really brought it up to about an S5 about a week or so ago. And it is probably the solar thing has probably dropped out, solar storm, and it's probably gone back down to really quiet again.
Okay.
But Ed's your man. We'll have to grab Ed. Ed Hatch is your man on that. He's been watching the background on noise.
And the NOAA weather radio station was unreadable a weekish ago, some week, 10 days ago.
That was the
Yeah.
storm. Yep.
Yeah, I figured that's pretty much what it had to be. But.
Yep.
And I just keep the little tab on my squelch knob hits right at 12 o'clock, and I hardly ever touch it. You know, it's I don't know, old habits. I do reach up there and kind of break squelch every so often, but I always take it right back up. And that's an old habit back from my EMS days, where every so often the mics would just key themselves up. So depending on what you were talking about in the cab of the ambulance, you would break squelch every so often just to make sure you weren't transmitting.
You remember that one dispatcher? Hold on. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I remember one time years ago, a now deceased paramedic named Steve was telling me a story about a call he'd made, and we went over some railroad tracks, and as soon as we got over the tracks, dispatch came on and said, Steve, that was an awfully interesting story. Your mic's been keyed for about 5 minutes. So, you know, that was just the mic had gotten tipped just right to get into the siren, and was physically pushing the mic key in. But anyway, just you get in these habits. But
yep.
Anyway, but yeah, you know, I really don't pay much attention to the noise, and you know, until I go through a drive-through and it really lights it up.
Well, and the big thing is that's what affects the people trying to get into repeaters. That if that noise floor goes up, it's really tough for the lower power stations to get into a repeater because they're with a higher noise floor.
Right.
And people understand that at UH or at HF levels. They just don't expect it, and they don't expect it at the VH level. And quite honestly, I've been working with Tamara the Scove for 2 years now on that. And I sent her some stuff saying, I'm watching this and this is crazy. And she sent a message back. She goes, no, you're not crazy. You're the only one doing it. And she said, I don't know anybody who's doing any VHF studies of that. But she said, you can prove it? I said, yeah. So I sent her some proof. And she says, holy cow. Now, anytime you hear her say, well, my VHF scouts tell me, us, that's coming from our point.
So does the repeater have some kind of automatic squelch that if the noise floor comes up, it adjusts for that, or
yes,
so it just doesn't stay keyed all the time?
Yes.
PL tone does that.
Yeah, the PL tone would do that too. That's right. You got PL tone going into the repeater, right?
Yes.
That blocks the retransmission.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's still fighting with the noise. If that noise floor goes up and that signal, you know, if that signal's 3 dB above the noise on a good day, on a bad day, if it jumps, and we've seen it jump 14 dB overnight easily. So if it jumps from a +3, it could go to a -11 really quick.
Which desensitizes the receiver input to the repeater.
Yep.
Right.
Which makes it even worse. Yeah.
Mark, can you hear me at all?
I can hear you. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we can hear
You
you.
sound great, Phil.
Good. Microphone wasn't working before. I had to go set it up.
As I said, this is the first conversation we've heard out of you. If you said anything that was worthwhile, please repeat it. That would be nice.
Well, that's debatable if I ever say anything that's worthwhile.
That's why I asked.
I'm just glad I'm glad you can hear me now.
I'm glad we can hear you too.
We can see you. We can hear you. You're looking good there, Phil.
Uh,
Have you been following the rules?
Pretty much.
Good boy.
Pretty much.
I need to do better at that. I've got to work on it.
I have not eaten any of Tom's macadamia nut cookies.
Yeah, those guys are going to kill you.
Yeah, they'll kill me.
Hey, Phil, have you heard any updates on the McDonald's down that way?
No.
No.
Every time Bill Lockett or somebody goes in, down there. They say we're still closed and nobody knows when we're going to open up.
Wonder who decides that? The owner?
I'm sure it's corporate.
I think it's above the pay grade of the owner of the store. Whether it's a district manager or what, we don't know, because you go down to Purcell, they're open.
Oh, are they?
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure the one up here in Piedmont is open. I mean, I see lots of cars out there now. Didn't there for a little while, but I'm pretty sure they've got the lobby open.
One over here on Southeast 89th and Sunny Lane, basically, it's open because it's full of cars every day. I go by there.
So do you think people are going in there to eat?
Well, they're all parked there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them and they're not in their cars. So unless they're all just standing in there in the building, I would think they're in there eating.
Well, they could be, because you could walk in to pick stuff up, and I've done that a few times. And then
Not all of them do that though. So I think
Yeah.
corporate stores are just drive-through only, and the franchises kind of wing it the way they want to.
yeah, the Norman and the one in Stroud were the same way. You could go in to order, but that was it. You couldn't stay in to eat.
It
And-
depends on what the cities say too.
Like I
what
say,
they-
Yeah, you couldn't sit down.
Up here
It's-
at MacArthur and Memorial, they're walk-in, but no stay-in, and then down at Classen Circle, they're don't come in at all.
Oh, really?
And you got to drive through the drive-through only. So it varies.
I went by Taco Bell today on
I'm sorry.
9 and 77, and they had a sign on the door that said today drive-through only. So I don't know if they didn't have the staff to do it or something.
That happened to me at Long John Silver's a while back over in Midwest City, and they had a sign. And when I went around to the drive-through, they said they didn't have the staff to do it, so they were just running the drive-through. So could be either one.
Yep.
You would think it would take almost as much staff to cook hamburgers and package them up and sell them out the drive-through window as it would.
I think
if you're talking about the lobby being open, you're only talking about one clerk at the counter, and maybe
you
another
don't have
person.
one clerk. That could be it.
Yeah. You don't have
Well, I
one
know at that
clerk,
Long
could be it.
John's, you can see the kitchen. There was one cook and one person at the window.
That was it,
Two
huh?
people running that restaurant. Yeah, nobody had
Wow.
to go out and wipe down tables and
Yeah. And
empty the
cash
trash.
register is probably the big one.
So
Yeah.
I mean, they're never overstaffed. They're probably half staffed that day.
Because Norman never required a closing of inside dining, or hasn't in a long time. So they could have had that up and running, but I think it's like we say is staff. That way you can run minimal staff and you don't have to support all that stuff, and it's cheaper to run and gives them a chance to maybe break even.
The COVID's been a good excuse to run it at normally unacceptable levels all the way across the board.
Yeah.
Especially the state and driver's licenses.
Here we go.
No, that's a
Still working
different-
on that one.
Oh, we're going to get by without that this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Who had 821 in the pool for when it would come up?
You need a credit card number, Ken.
I broke down and did it. So,
Okay.
I actually went into an agent though and sat there hoping for an opening. And so the guy comes in, not only he came in, but his wife, spouse, girlfriend, whatever other, and they took 40 minutes to do it. And then there's still another one there. And I finally gave up. I couldn't sit that long. I had to get up and go find some facilities. So I went home and went online and took care of it.
It was non-real ID. Is that correct?
Right. It's just a regular license. You know what? I'm going to get my passport. They can take their fancy ID and do something with it. I'm not sure.
Well, that's what
imagination.
It's what I figure, at least for a while, until all the surge gets down and I can do it in a reasonable length of time, and I'll probably do it. But
Well, it's the problem is not. It's it's the state system takes too long. The guys in Norman can run, they can process by 10 o'clock. They open at 9. By 10 o'clock, they can process all the state can handle by 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Oh, friend down there,
Hopefully that'll
Norman,
improve though.
my friend down in Norman, she went in to get hers, and she would go in an hour and a half early, and they were already open. They were, like you say, supposed to open at 9. She'd get there at 7:30. They'd be open and shut back down.
Yep.
Because people would start lining up. They said, "Go ahead and take care of them." It's been that way for a month.
Oh, it's been that way for
a year, a good part of a year now.
Well,
I didn't even know you could do that.
Took my granddaughter 3 months to get an appointment for a permit.
Yeah, the real IDs were jammed it up, and that was back in May is when that started.
I heard a report
they need to do away with it.
Progress or something.
So are any of the tag agencies still doing regular IDs? Is that?
Oh yeah, everyone.
Because the one up here at Piedmont, they finally came. They came and got their camera. I mean, they're not doing any driver's licenses now.
Oh well, they may have another problem.
They were.
There may be guys with 3-letter agencies showing up there.
Well, they decided not to do the real ID because they don't have the staff to handle all that. But they were doing regular ones, and like they have them wrapped around the building. But then I went in there the other day, and the camera was gone. I said, "Yeah, they came and got it. We did them right up until they came and got the camera."
Well,
so
they
I
weren't
didn't
playing
know
the game if they weren't doing the real one. So
yeah, I was on the schedule, and they told me when I showed up I wasn't on the list.
Yep.
So, and I was there an hour and a half early.
Yep.
So it's
if
been a
I
mess.
need to fly, I'll fly my own airplane. I can go and rain on it.
Yeah, and your airplane is a what?
Oh well, it's a little
moony,
weak
isn't it?
right now, but I have to rent one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my Lear's been in the shop for an oil change for a couple months. I'm really disgusted.
Several years.
Yeah. Yeah, that was.
I don't have any place I need to go that I need an airplane right now. So.
Well,
I think I'm gonna head out, go gather up some radios, and try to figure out what to tune them to do this weather change.
I'll have fun.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope I can see something.
Well, I hope you don't see anything, but you know, for the folks.
Y'all have a good week.
Take care, Lyndall.
Take care. I saw a really good video on SDR Play last night that they popped up here lately, talking about all of the modality operation opportunities with SDR in general. It was really quite a good little video. They're showing the play, our SDR P1 or SDR, I forget the model number anyway, the Dash A versus the Duo. And I didn't realize that you had a 10 megahertz bandwidth you could play in on that little receiver, on that SDR receiver. And you can have 7, 14, 7 megahertz, 40, 20, and 15 up at the same time. And with a 1A. And anyway, it was quite a good little video. I was impressed with it. I did a radio thing this week. The QCX volume control on the QCX receiver is a linear pot, not an audio taper pot. And it results in ridiculous sensitivity to volume. So the cure is just to pad the center wiper with a 1K resistor to ground. And then it acts a little bit like a logarithmic, somewhat. So my big excitement radio-wise.
Is it working better?
Yeah, it does. It actually is much better in the first half of the travel of the pot, and makes it easier to get a volume adjustment that's reasonable.
So you put the audio taper pod on it?
Well, we what they found is I actually had an audio taper pot, but it was about a millimeter too big to fit in the case if I put it in there. But if you put a 1K potentiometer between the ground and the wiper, it actually changes the linearity of it. You end up with a 2-point curve that approximates a logarithmic response. Padding a potentiometer, and we used to use on our flight simulators, on the old ones, when the old analog flight simulators, we had potentiometers that would have taps all over them, and they would pad it by adding a different value of resistor across the range of the pot, and it would change its linearity. Basically, it's the same concept. So, just kind of interesting. But
You making any contacts with that?
no, I haven't, but I'm close. I'm actually understanding a lot of 3-letter words. A couple of 2. I mean, well, a couple. A lot of 2, a couple 3. But I'm getting there slowly. But old brain is not the. When you're 73, it's not the time to start learning Morse code. You need to learn it younger. All you youngers, learn it early. But I'm gaining on it. Good. Almost. If I'd been hooked up the other day, I would have jumped in. I think I had a guy going just about the right speed. But
I agree. I have a hard time just catching the call signs.
It's
Yeah, I get in on these, and I get the CQ, got that, and I'm all waiting, and then just goes to pot when the call sign comes up.
I usually, I mean, really, if you think about it, you're listening 90% of the time for WKAN on the first letter. So,
right,
you know, it's that first letter thing. Then you can concentrate on the second and the number. You can almost kind of remember the number when it happened and replay it and pick it off. But it's like that. It's like listening to my granddaughter talk.
What?
She talks 190 miles an hour. I have to rewind and replay it.
It was always my luck some Canadian would come on. You get a VE.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, you can always jump back.
That's an easy letter, though. The V is easy. That's one of those easy ones to catch.
Yeah.
You can always jump in and people work with you. Ken Goodson at my office said there's a ton of stuff at 13 word a minute that everybody wants to work those 13 word a minute guys. And if you call CQ at 13 word a minute, he said you will get run over by people that will come back to you.
But then you start practicing for field day, and everybody at field day is running 20 plus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I tried winter field day. I spent an unfortunate amount of time just trying to feel like I might could jump in, but it was, yeah. But I'm gaining slowly, so.
That would be different.
There was a station or two on the QSO party that would have been a possible, but anyway, I'm hopeful one week not too far in the future I will have gotten in there and done it.
We're just going to get up some morning and it's going to be in there.
You know? Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot to that.
Yeah, I mean, we have this little QSO that we've been practicing back and forth to each other, and I lay in bed and I can do most of it just from my memory, you know, the words but then I get doubting myself. You know, I was telling them the other night I'll do an R, and did, and then I'll think, oh wait a minute, is it did or da? You know, and I'll get questioning myself, and can't turn on the light or my wife will smack me, so can't look. So, but yeah, you know, I can sit there and go through this whole little QSO I have written out just out of memory, and But
That's the easy part. It's when the other guy starts coming at you. That's when the problem happens.
yeah, the sending's a lot easier to me than the receiving. So, because I can send what I want to send.
My first 5 word a minute QSO was out there at the Red Cross on a Saturday morning with 8 million guys looking over my shoulder, and I called CQ and somebody answered. It was a Minnesota kid, guy in Minnesota. And he responded, and we went back and forth, and I was copying stuff, and we were both sending, "You are my first QSO," and the guys behind me were laughing their tails off, saying, "Whoa, we got some first QSO guy talking to another first QSO guy." And
Cool
neither
was
one
that?
of us, the code guys, the guys running, figured that out until after it was over. It's like, what? How did he know it was my first QSO? No, it was both of you guys' first QSO. And man, I remember that was the longest 2 minutes or whatever it was in history, watching that thing or listen to that thing try to decode 5 word a minute code. Crazy.
Yeah, wish I could put it on pause and take a breath and then start it back. Like you can on YouTube.
Yeah, and you can shut down everything. Wait. Wait. But actually, when you get in there, the guys that are running that speed are running that speed because they want to, and they will be happy to work with you. If you get to 20 word a minute, they're not going to play with you. Don't expect any favors at 20 word a minute, but 5 to 13, you shouldn't have any. They will resend stuff. They will, QRS will slow them down and all that kind of stuff. But
so walk with a limp and they'll open the door for you.
Exactly. That's what that little sticker that you put on your car is for. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Ken and Sam, I still think we can get on the 440 or even the 88 repeater to do a modulated CW practice. Chat with, I'm sure the 88 repeater owner will be fine with that. And
we got to get it fixed, but yeah.
Yeah, and check the scars, that way it's kind of direct, back and forth. We can use voice and we can use code over the air.
We used to run it after the.
Yeah, you all used to do that, right?
Yeah, we used to do it on AresNet. We do code practice.
We're doing real well just over Zoom and just have the audio. I mean, I've got my 7300 here set with the power at 0 and just turn up the volume and they can hear it over the microphone to the speaker and stuff. That works pretty good. But
okay.
And we don't have to worry about propagation or any of that kind of stuff. But it's I mean, I'm sure it's still not the same as it'll be over the air. And that's that's the other thing. When I start listening, every so often I'll be listening to somebody and I'm actually starting to catch it, and then poof, they're just gone.
Yep.
The guy that's going to speed, he fades out. It's like, oh well.
Guys, I gotta go.
Okay, Philly, have a good night.
Y'all have a good night.
Bye. Take care, Phil.
Hi, Eric. What do you know? Unmute yourself, man. Whoop.
Sam, you said Zoom. Did the club change from Teams to Zoom?
Well, I'm in Teams. Yeah, that was me. I'm sorry. I just we're still in Teams.
Skype, Zoom, Teams.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Then I heard Google's got one. What is it? Google Meet, I think, sir.
Yeah. Facebook's got one too now.
Eric has a question. Go ahead, Eric.
What's up,
Yeah,
Eric?
I was curious about the 88 Peter K.
We haven't gone up there to go look at it yet.
Yeah, I got
Gotcha.
to ask Mark.
No,
Gotcha.
we're chasing another animal right now, but talking about doing it this weekend is what we're talking about doing.
If you guys need some help, let me know.
Okay, no, will do.
Yeah, I'll be available for sure.
Will do. Brent's got a question here. Trying to make an antenna with these parts. What parts?
You listed a whole bunch of them way up earlier in the chat.
Oh, okay.
And he just reposted it.
Okay.
Brent, do you not have a microphone?
4-hole panel.
I'm here, I think. I don't know.
There you are.
There you go. Yeah, we'll let you talk. We let Mark Clayton talk. So
I mean, I haven't really. I've sort of looked at some websites. There's some math involved and a little bit of work, but I took the plunge and ordered some parts from Amazon, and that's what they were. It looked to me like it was some coax with that 4-hole connector, but then you had to get the intermediaries right, because I think ultimately, I think I'm going to have it go to the RTL SDR and have that connect into either a Raspberry Pi or a computer. I don't know. Since I don't know haven't done this before, my biggest concern is something blowing up, like especially blowing up my laptop or something. But I don't know. I mean, not that it's it's receiving though, so it might be okay.
What flavor of Linux is your RPi running?
Oh, I don't have a Raspberry Pi. I mean, I just did it. I said that hypothetically. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I could
gotcha.
get one if blowing up electronics is going to be an issue.
I gotcha.
But I think that's already answered my sort of question. But it's like, I mean, I know you can receive frequencies because a radio wave causes metal to get excited and this thing, but it's not really that high of rate of current.
It's not that high of a pi.
Pardon?
It's not that high of a pi.
Of a Pi?
Yeah, I thought it was a Raspberry Pi.
No, I mean, I used to have a Pi, but I don't have a Raspberry Pi anymore.
So are you running like a little knock or?
I'm just
laptop
running Linux on that's the laptop.
Gotcha. Okay.
Really, what I do is I plug the RTL SDR directly in the laptop.
What Brent, what frequencies are you looking to aim for?
I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's 435 megahertz, but I could be wrong. Whatever the weather satellites are at, I think it's 435. But I have to look this. I don't know. I have to look this up again. It's been a while.
I mean, yeah. So
I'm trying to implement Varco's project. So he sent me a picture, and I remember somebody at the meeting one time had this turnstile antenna that they had, and it kind of looked like that. So I just got those parts.
Well, turnstile or quadrifiliar?
What?
Turnstile or quadrifiliar?
Yeah, sounds more like he wants a quadrifiliar than a turnstile.
Let me go pull one of those up.
For the NOA stuff.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Mark, it's spelled QUADRIFILAR.
Yeah. QFR is usually what you can find. You can find it on Thingiverse as QFR.
You're getting critiqued.
Oh yeah. It's Peter. I would expect it out of Peter.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Well, come on. Where's my Thingiverse? There's Thingiverse is where I printed mine off of. Search Thingiverse search is so goofy. QFR. No. Oh. Yep.
I put it in the chat.
Did you find one? Yeah, good man.
Well, this one's for the NOA.
Oh, that's not the one I did, but that's a cool one. Oh, that's kind of weird. Speaking of you, Peter Core, did your son ever do anything with the antenna project?
Oh yeah, one step at a time. I'll text you back. I think this is the other one that you did, right? The second link.
Let's go look.
But that's a 2-meter QFH.
So what's the wire?
that's
Is that just
different? But that's similar. Sorry, say again.
Is that wire the black?
The wire is the black. It's usually used. You usually use
that a-
coax. Is what
Okay,
you
that's what I was gonna say. Is that it's hard to tell scale in the picture.
Right.
Is that like coax and so it's
Usually
shielded?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
usually coax and
Oh, I see. Yeah, down here where they're.
it's the big thing is it's got a basically a hemisphere for a pattern. So it's if it's sitting like that, it will get everything in the sky.
And then they solder all the ends together. Is
Yep.
that what I'm seeing in this?
Yep. I don't know what you're seeing, but
Well, one of the sub pictures down there, the one that looks like a little cross.
yeah. Yep.
Like they're soldering.
Yeah, and then you solder that one's the center to the outsides. They yeah, it should be just the shields to the shields.
Looks like they 3D print stuff.
Yep, those are 3D printed crosses. on
Yeah.
that. But that's coax kind of thing is what you typically use those just to get a little bit bigger wire, a little bit more metal out there. But that's the kind of that has a hemispherical pattern, so you can so it works. You don't have to aim it. You just put it up there and let it listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's you can do anything, any wire you want, but that's typically you use coax just to get some bigger wire, and that will work. But yeah, everything you had connector, you had a 4-hole panel. I didn't understand what that one was. Oh, the turnstile. Got it. And I guess that would work. I didn't look. Oh, I see. It's just that's just a
cross dipole.
Cross dipole. Yeah. So that would work. And that's kind of a cross between a dipole and this QFH. Now you're talking about the one on the left here. You're not going to build the one on the right, right, Brent?
Well, yeah, the one on the left essentially. And I was figuring it looked like the one on the cross on the bottom is just a reflector. It's not actually connected to the coax. The top one is, but
let's see.
I'm
a pair of driven dipoles above a pair of passive dipoles. So yes, that would be correct.
Yeah.
So that's weather satellites, and that's what what's his name is aiming for. I haven't seen him or I haven't heard from him in a while. Have you heard from him recently?
A month ago, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I haven't heard from him like 6-8 months.
Well, I keep my old in touch. He's getting his ducks in a row. So.
I keep yelling at him to get his amateur radio license. There's a guy in Ukraine that does. They're doing a satellite downlink station. One of these days, dipole out of that would work. Just use something horizontally for a piece of, the four elements. Do they list a length for the elements?
Yeah. I mean, what kind of metal does it have? Something that mildly conducts electricity or what?
Anything that conducts electricity is the right answer. Typically that's aluminum just to be lighter.
Okay.
Lead is kind of tough to get up there. You could do a copper pipe, would work.
Okay. That's the other thing. Anything that's easy to solder or bolt together or something.
Right.
I have a question.
You go ahead.
All right. So I've got like dual band up about 20, I don't know, 25 feet or so. And I want to drop a 10-meter dipole off that same mast. What's the separation I need to have from the base of the 2-meter 440 antenna from the ballast or balun on the dipole?
As long as they're not touching, you should be fine.
Okay, so there's no.
Nah, it may affect the tuning. It may affect the tuning of the UHF VHF, but not much.
Okay.
I wouldn't say.
It's actually a 10-meter dipole cut to length that I built, and it's on a 10-meter radio, and that's it.
Oh yeah, you should be fine.
Okay.
Put it up there. Just put it all up in there, a big, in a big wad, kind of like this thing is. And I know at the Red Cross we had them. Oh, the 4080 was probably. It was at the top of the top section, and then right above the rotor, so they were a foot or so apart.
Okay, so I'm good being a couple of feet away from it.
Oh, a couple of feet, you're fine. I'd probably go up, whatever you want to do, but
just so I get a little bit more elevation.
Yeah, 10 meters might help here in the ground wave. So
okay,
you can.
All right,
but I mean, I would if this was it, you can see the connection is up there, 4 inches from the top. If you came here where this tie wrap is and took off with a dipole, you'd be fine.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure they didn't interfere with one another. I didn't think they would, but I had to ask.
Good for you. The big thing is the horizontal versus vertical is the biggest separation there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the VHF, UHF is vertical, and the 10-meter will be horizontal.
Yeah.
But your 10 wants to be about 15 feet anyway, or 5 meters anyway.
Okay. Yeah,
halfway,
it's going to be
halfway above the ground. So about 15, 16 feet is all you want it. You don't want to go higher anyway.
So I should place that around like maybe 15, 16 feet on the mast.
Well, half for a dipole, the ideal height above ground is typically a half wavelength.
Okay, gotcha.
So no, it's a wavelength. No, it's a half. Yeah.
Half.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a half. So.
And wavelength's 10 meters, so half would be
5 meters. 5 meters is a little more than 15 feet.
So like
if we could convert that to real numbers, we'd be good.
Yeah, it's like 16.2 feet if I do the math in my head.
Yeah, well, you can do the real math, but basically, ideally, but there's no ideal ground. There's no ideal buildings nearby. There's no ideal, so in a neighborhood, and you'll be doing
okay.
good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. That'll put it elevated above any structures I have around me. So
that's good too.
All right, perfect. Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks,
I see.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, no problem, Brent. But if you need some stuff when you get going on that, let us know. We'll. You've got the antenna wire, which should good. You got a connector to go down to your SDR, and then you just need some outside stuff. And I'm sure we can locate some stuff, or if you got some stuff, go ahead and build it up. Or if you need help on the lengths.
All right, sounds good.
Question was, somebody had a question?
I believe it's Wayne.
Hey, Mark.
Yo.
So the other day when we were talking about those clocks and you went to a website, I know I saved that somewhere, but I can't find it. What was that website? And I went to that Derby, Kansas place, and they didn't have any clocks listed on their website.
No, they don't have. They just kind of have whatever is there.
Yeah, he won't have them. You can call him and ask him, but.
So Sam, what was that website we were looking at?
Mark came up with that, so I'll let Mark.
Yeah, no, Galen came up with that because he's got the clock behind him, and.
Yeah, but he got that at Derby. But yeah, that was Galen that came up with that site for those clocks.
Yeah, it's like EDG or something precision, wasn't it? Precision clocks.
Yeah, precision something. I might have even wrote that down. Who knows?
I'm sure we all did and forgot. It's probably in the notes from last week. Let me. Precision clock Derby. Kansas.
Here it is, brgprecision.com.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
You did write it down.
That's it.
On the back of the meeting notes, which I still have to transcribe.
There it is. See, I knew that.
See, Carl's clocks there in his background. They were my motivation, but I ended up getting a couple off of eBay. And
Well, you never know if Carl's stuff is real anyway. It's all pictures. You know?
you think so?
He hasn't moved in 5 years.
Well,
oh, he moved.
He moved. He woke up.
It's working. It's there.
That's some pretty cool looking stuff, though. I like that chair. I'm envious of that chair.
I like your new shelves, man.
yeah, Rex from the club made those.
Oh,
Really? Nice.
Haven't seen him in a long time. Good for him.
He also made them for a couple other people. Tom just had some made for his gear.
Cool.
Okay. HA
KH5 and AAA.
Yeah.
I use my son had this computer desk when he was 12, and that's what I use, but I need more shelves. I need to make some, I need more shelves than I've got. So,
Well, these shelves were kind of a test. I couldn't decide what direction I wanted to go. And what I want to do is I'm going to build some shorter shelves, and so that I can put 3 monitors up on top of them, and the monitors will be right at eye level. And then spread them out in a U shape around me. And so I'm going to probably build a custom desk and custom shelves, but only have them come up maybe a foot.
They have some nice monitor mounts for that are pretty cheap.
Yep. All that stuff's getting bigger, better, and cheaper.
So, Carl, what is that thing that's running the that graph back there in the back? Is that like some kind of audio spectrum analyzer thing?
The computer monitor?
Yeah, that's actually part of, what is the name of that program?
I don't know. I ask you.
Win for ICOM Suite.
Oh,
yeah.
And actually, what's on there right now is an AM radio station. But I've got the sound turned down real low.
Let's see. AM radio. I remember that from when I was a kid.
Yeah. I checked 20 meters and 7 meters, and there just wasn't anything going on. So,
well, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I got to get up before the sun in the morning. So,
what you doing tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh, I'm working at a vaccine clinic at 8, so I gotta get up and go.
Yeah, us normal working people get up before the sun.
Yeah, well, I wasn't, and then they changed to when the sun comes up. So makes it. I enjoyed this morning when I let the sun be my alarm clock, but tomorrow I got to have something buzz at me. So. Anyway, y'all have a great evening. We'll see you next week.
Have a good day tomorrow, Sam.
Take care, guys.
Take care, Sam.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl, I sent that over to you. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. $15% off if I order it now.
Hey,
Ken? More.
What are you ordering? Oh, those monitors.
Hey, Ken, when we set up antennas for the field day, we really ought to set up this loop on a table inside to show it off.
Well, it'd be nice to have a capacitor that would take a little power.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, you have to change it from your little aluminum foil setup.
I've got a broken 1K heat kit amplifier over here. And I'm thinking about borrowing the loading cap or something out of it. Wow.
And that would work. And then we could put some,
Yeah,
a
that
little
would
bit of
handle
power
it.
into it.
That would handle that voltage, I think. We could certainly put 25, 30 watts in it. And that's enough.
Oh, yeah.
That's enough for digital.
But it'd be nice to show that off for field day. We can just sit on a table.
I did use, I was on 25 watts on that little fishing pole. And I had Cuba and Costa Rica on FT8 without a problem. And with a Q cell. And it doesn't take a lot of power if your antenna's anything. You got to remember that Thomas got Antarctica on WhisperNet with that loop out in the back of the Red Cross when he set it up.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a good QSO on, I don't know, he said, I think he had about 20 watts going when he did it on phone with somebody.
New Hampshire.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're amazing little antennas. They're a very viable alternative for a lot of folks that can't have anything else. You just got to have a decent capacitor.
Well, you can make a quick modification to it.
Yeah, well, it's just you need a quality cap to put power in. The better your capacitor, the more power you can drive it with. So vacuum caps are $150, $200, and they'll take quite a bit of kV before they flash over. So, and that's the ultimate. In the meantime, any other variable standard plate cap with a decent air gap and low humidity is probably good. For 50 watts, maybe. Whatever. But as a receive antenna, it's just perfectly usable the way it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Works real well.
Yeah.
Hopefully this week I'll get mine in.
If you need more capacitance, you can always get a bigger piece of tinfoil.
No, I think the way it's set up right now, working really good.
Take some from your hat.
Well, it's not a bad idea. I mean, you know, we got the 5G coming. By God, you know, let's get the tinfoil hat.
Did you see that what they got for those frequencies on that newsletter?
Yes.
Gosh.
Yes.
Our 3.7 gig frequencies went for $82 billion.
With a B.
Gosh.
Yes.
Wait, was that really the sale price at auction?
Yes.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes you wish you owned at least one batch of frequencies.
We did.
Yeah, but the FCC owns all that.
No, I meant personally. I didn't mean by an organization. I meant personally.
Us as the United States citizens owned that, and the General Treasury got $81 billion
Wow.
out of that.
Yeah, but you see who they sold it to.
Oh yeah.
Who bought them?
Yeah.
They got some pretty deep pockets.
Hey, just FYI, we've got an ISS pass in about 6 minutes at 9:08.
Yep.
I'm going to try can listen for the APRS at 145.825.
It's working. It's working.
Is there a repeater backup, Peter?
Yes, it's working. They got it fixed yesterday.
Saturday.
That's right.
What frequency is that on?
145.825.
That's for the packet APRS.
Yes.
Actually, you know what? I forget. Do you know it's on packet now, right? Not on voice.
Right. It's packet. They're only running it on packet right now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna run out here and give this a go.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Talk to it, man. I want to see your name on the call sign on the list.
You got it set up, Mark?
Nope. Let's see. It says
I could pull it up if you don't.
.net.
Videos.
They got all the equipment, by the way, set up for the repeater again, nice and neat and organized. It's all on that one wall now.
Hey, at least they're operational.
You know how they spend like they used to laugh and say that they spent $20,000 on a hammer or $50,000 on a toilet seat. If you look real close at that wall now that they got all the equipment on there, some of the cables they've got coiled up nice and mounted to the wall actually have bread wrappers around them.
I would think they would use at least Velcro. I mean,
Well, I thought they were using
I
thought they were using those black wire ties. Some of them they wore, but a couple of them there looks like it's got bread wrappers on it, like they ran out of the wire ties to do it.
Yeah, I've seen patch panels that have 48 plus ports, and people have wire tied all the patch cables to the switch, which is ridiculous.
Well, they're using, I don't know where NASA got them, probably at the local hardware. They're using the Velcro pads that they stick to the wall, and then they loop the wire ties through it to hold the cables nice and neat to the wall. But there's a couple of them in there, it looked like that they cheated a little bit and used wire ties. Uh-oh. I lost Mark.
He'll probably be back.
Well,
he's dropped off a couple times tonight and came back. So.
What's that? What was that frequency again?
145.825 packet.
Just the APRS packet.
Yes. There's Mr. Peter.
Yeah, I'm outside. Yeah.
We lost Mark for a minute there. I'm all of a sudden the host.
Peter, are you at the school again?
No, I'm not. I'm just outside. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I should turn this down and then allow path. I'm gonna make sure my path is right.
Here comes Mark back.
Okay, it should be rising like in a minute time.
Yep. Well, right now, Peter, you should be getting it about 30 degrees. You should be getting it about 30 degrees. Follow it up. Hey, Ken, I'm going to have to bring you some WD-40 for that poor old chair.
Yeah, I'll have to oil it. Carl called me out on it already.
Oh, well, you need to get you a new chair.
No.
Are you afraid you get too comfortable, you fall asleep in it?
I'll just mute so it won't wake everybody up.
Hold on.
You got it?
Is the wind noise getting through?
No, you're fine, Peter. You're fine.
Oh, I thought I heard it. Hold on. Here you can hear.
But at about 45-degree angle right about now.
Man, I've got clouds, everything else.
Uh-oh. No good.
No, it's okay. No, it's just easier to track if I can.
Okay.
Yep, you heard that? Okay.
45-degree angle, right? 45-degree horizon.
Well, it's...
There, you had it.
Yeah, I just got KF. Yeah, that's the... Can you see the screen?
No, go there. Yeah.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There it is. You got it.
That's, yeah, so that's W.
Yep.
That's another guy. And then, come on. Let me see if I can get in. Oh, come on. Ah, that was a Mexico station. Hey, yep, I got in.
All right, Mark, look him up. He got in. Mark, you're still on mute.
My computer died. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, he got in. Peter got in.
I heard.
Hey, that's NA1SS.
All right.
No, yeah, but no, I need the reply. That's XE2.
What radio are you using?
FT3.
Okay.
That's K5 DJS, and I'll go back and see the log on this. Oh, I should send to some of these guys. Hold on.
Yeah, while you have the chance, you only get about
message list. No, station list. Okay, let me try to find.
You need to be able to. You ought to set that antenna up on the tripod and rotate it.
Yeah. Reply. Memory text. Edit text. Oh, this is slow.
Mark, what's the baud rate on that for that area?
1200.
1200. Oh, okay. Here, I got a message in.
All right.
Hold on. That was that blinky lights, the message in. Yeah, it's hard to hold on. Message list. Oh, come on. Trying to do this one-handed.
Look who's in the middle of the screen right there.
Yeah, Peter, I see you're on aprs.fi.
Yeah.
It says you contacted NA1.
AG5DB-7.
There it is. It's up there. Hold on. Oh, that is a nice. Let's see who else I can contact in there. So I go there. You got to go to like station list, and then I'll scroll down to. Hey, you know what? I'll go down to NA1SS. How can I not? Edit text.
You need a third arm.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said he needs to mount that antenna on a tripod. He's got the tripod.
You need to get Nick out there.
Okay, I sent one to NA1SS. Let's see
if they respond.
Well, nah, I don't think they'll automatically respond. It's only the hold on, station. Hold on, I should get to message list.
K5WH is in Houston.
Okay,
that's a good signal
right
too.
Overhead.
That's a good signal.
Yeah.
Yep, I reply to that guy, and then I'm going to reply to
K5DNA KN0BKB-5.
Yeah, no, there's some that's sending direct. So what happens is that you can actually end up sending directly to the next person that's going to digipede. So I've got 3 people that sent to me, and then I hit the reply. Yeah, I see. So this guy, and then I can, and then I send it back to him.
Well, apparently they fixed that cable good up there.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that's the well. It's still out there. I just need to. Okay, message list. Let's see if anybody replied. K4, KE4AAC. What did he say? Reply. Edit text. Oops. Yeah, it'll be better with that quark failure or.
Well, you know how they fix that cable, don't you?
Didn't they just put back the old one?
They put back the old cable, but they put new ends on it.
Oh, they actually put new ends on it?
Yeah, that's how they fixed it.
So looking at my ISS app here on my phone, it says, wow, the ISS is already going across Canada now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that.
Peter's getting it. Peter's picking it up at about a 30 degree
K9NBG. Who's that?
Well, that
Yeah.
guy's a clock.
So I go back up the top.
It's up north of Chicago. It's K9NBG.
Yeah, so I'm going to reply to this guy.
You still hearing it? It's over Chicago right now.
Edit the text.
Yeah, well, he's at about a 30 degree angle too.
Yeah.
And then,
just another less than another minute, and he'll be out of range.
Yeah.
K9NBG is right on the border of Wisconsin, Illinois.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me try to send back a message.
Peter, see how far down the horizon you can pick it up before you actually drop out.
I've got the house on the other side. So KD9JRJ is, hold on, station list. JJR is 700 miles west. Oh, so he's up. Okay, let me reply him. Edit text. Paste
That's
that
pretty
in.
good. That's a good signal
It's a nice 90 degree almost.
It was right over Oklahoma City.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah.
No, wow. No, still there.
Hang on to it. Hang on to it. You still got, that was a half signal there. You're starting to fade.
So
hang on to it. Hang on to it.
I don't think I get it. This guy's on FTM 400 mobile. Let me reply to him. Edit text. Let me and let's go transmit this. I think it's way too low.
Okay. You can only do it to about, depending on where you live, you can only do it down about 20, what is it, Mark? 25, 28 degrees, then you lose it?
Well, it depends on your setup. But
yeah, it depends on the setup.
We were catching about -2.
Wow. Wow.
But that was 25 dB. That was 25 foot of tower, 222 element or a 22 element beam, circularly polarized with a 20 dB preamp.
I'd want to be standing south of Amarillo near what they call Happy, Texas, and do it at night. Because you got nothing obstructing your angle or anything for 50 miles around you. Just flat land out there. See how far down on the horizon you can pick a bell.
I see Peter's beacon come out through my repeater.
Did you? Wow.
After the satellite, after the ISS, or?
if you look at the info, it should be, the path should be via NA1SS.
Wow. That was cool, Peter.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, in between, what happens is that you'll hear other stations, but once in a while, if it's a base station, I receive actual 4 messages directed to me, and I hopefully replied to them, and then code that counts as a APRS QSL. If he sent me a message and I replied to him.
Wow.
Also, so, for example, I received probably around, 24 stations, but out of that, 4 of them specifically, you can see the station list, and then you can go back up and says, hey, you can send a specific message to a specific station, and then if they reply back, that's considered a 2-way queue. So I guess, yeah, via the ISS.
Is there any advantage that you used an FT3 or just any HT?
No, it's got it's any of the APRS HT. I used before the 3, I was using FT2.
Okay.
Well, it has to have APRS in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can do that. You can do that with your 991A. You run. Yeah, you run the APRS, and then you just need one of those, either the crossband or the quadrifilia antenna, and then especially you got 50 watts there to blast it with.
Peter, do you need this this packet list? Would that help you if I sent it to you?
Oh, okay. Do you see any of my messages going up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, to APY. Okay, that's to NA1SS. Yeah, do you see the one you see that KE4AZZ, he sent it to me.
Yep.
And oh man, I didn't reply him, right? Is there anything else? Did any of my messages go through other than
well, all of these were heard by the space station, so
yeah, but nothing on messages, right? Where it's directed to oh yeah. Back up the yellow one again.
this is
no, that's WOR.
Peter.
Yeah.
That's SUQUT6T.
I forgot what SUQ you. Oh yeah. Oh, hold on. You see, okay. You see, I am sending. Yeah. So that one, the orange one.
Yeah.
I sent the message to that that Dan guy. You see the orange. You see, and
yep.
it's. I'm sending it to NASS, but if you read at the end of it, I'm trying to send a message to N6 Dan with the message 73DE Peter.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to go and put some of my macros there.
And then here's
yeah, this is KE4AZZ sending it to me.
Yep. The N6DAN's in New Mexico, looks like.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
that's
the
cool.
ISS is the Digipeater?
No. Yeah, Digipeater is what it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think this works better as a 2-person setup.
Oh my God.
Trying to punch on the screen, and that's all I got in. Oh man, okay.
Yeah, that's the 1, 2, 3, looks like 4 packets.
Yeah, but none of it got to the people I wanted to.
Well, the N6DAN did.
Yeah, but that one I don't think was it solicited, so to speak.
Oh.
It's okay.
No, WN0 ARP.
Big WKRP.
Peter, if you had somebody holding the antenna and you were just typing, you'd have picked up a whole lot more.
Yeah, I'll send out a whole
tripod.
Yeah,
well, tripod. You're right. Yeah.
Set up the tripod, and then just every now and then tap it where you can adjust it a little bit.
Yeah.
and then just type away as fast as you can go, you'd got a whole lot more.
Hey, you know, this thing's only moving at 17,145 miles per hour.
So is Peter, though. So is Peter.
So is Peter.
Hey, Peter can get it in the next 90 minutes. He can try again. The angle's only going to be off about 22%, 22 degrees, excuse me. So he could angle and he
Now,
probably,
the next one is tomorrow night. Oh, you know what? Oh, let me see. You're right. I forgot to.
90 minutes, and then see if it's only about 22 degrees off from where you were a minute ago.
Yeah, no, it's that one's going to be a low pass at 14 degrees, and then
too low.
Yeah, that's at 10:47.
Yeah, too low.
The next high pass is you got one at 4 in the morning. No, yeah, 4.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
now I got to go find one of those quad. Now that Brent brought that up, time to go try to build one of those.
Yeah, that wasn't the one I printed either. But any of those will work. Same thing.
Hey, Peter, you could rig you a auto tracker to mount onto that tripod with that antenna, and it let it auto track for you. All you got to do is just type.
Use your astronomy time.
Yeah.
There you go. It's an auto tracker.
Yeah, I do have one. I do have a telescope mount that does satellite tracking, but yeah, it's way too much for a quick 10 minutes.
That's why you need to rig you a light duty one that you can just throw out there and throw up real quick, and away you go. The little tracking unit can't be that much.
You can build one of those too. I got to figure out what blew up on my laptop. That's going to be the next thing.
Yeah, why? I was wondering why it all of a sudden went out on you.
You just shut the power down on the laptop. So
battery going bad?
No, I just put a battery in it.
Is power plugged into it, or is it? You got it.
Yeah, power was plugged in. I don't know where it's failing. Somewhere along there, the power's failing. But
so Mark, how did that work? Because when you dropped off, I got a message that said it made me a host.
It liked you best. So
it's whoever he directs it to before he sets up. Mark, can't you set up?
Somebody. It just picked somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't have time to pick somebody if you just dropped off.
No,
I just dropped off. It picked somebody and just says, "Here."
And when you reconnected, it took it away from me.
Yep.
Yeah, Mark Klein, your audio is definitely different from what it was previously. So it's like it's using another device.
It is a laptop. It is a different laptop with a whatever the microphone that's built into the laptop versus a 1-inch large diaphragm. Samsung.
Yeah, it's not near as pure.
No.
That's okay. We know what he sounds like, but
yeah.
Well, you guys have a good week. I'm going to step out, and I will catch up with you next week.
All right. See you later. Wow.
Be careful out there, guys. Ken, I will catch up with you soon. Get that antenna back your way.
I'm not worried about it at all.
I know,
I will try to oil my chair, guys.
But that way you can make modifications to it, so we can get ready to use transmit on it. So.
I'm just excited you're getting good use out of it.
Receive it.
I'm building
Beautiful.
I'm building the big loop, so it's not a rush. So don't make a special trip. When you have to come up this way, that'll be fine.
Well, and I want you to you and I to work maybe on a project. I'll get the parts together, and we'll build a loop just like you got here for me.
Well,
it's gonna get
I'll
looped.
tell you what, bring me an SO239 and keep it, with the exception of that crossbar. I want the crossbar. The other part, I'm building it new anyway. But the little
Okay.
cross piece, that's all I want back.
Okay,
And
yeah,
an SO239 and it's yours.
all right. That's a deal and steal.
Right.
What type of bar am I, well, I'll get with you and we'll figure out something we can put across there, you know, but the
I'll use
PVC,
a stick, just a
we
stick.
just use a piece of PVC and I've got that and cut the
Yeah.
grooves in it to where it'll hold the wire.
But if you notice that cross center piece says one side is broken.
Yeah.
And so I just stuck a piece that fits, smaller piece that fits all the way through. So just get a piece of PVC with an OD that's a little smaller than that and 4-foot piece and stick it in there and go.
Okay,
But that and all those little clamps go to another set of, another arrangement that I have. So
right, okay. Well, I'll bring all the parts and we'll get, we'll get together here soon.
Okay.
Talk to you guys later.
All right. See you, Mark.
See ya.
See you, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop out too. Thanks for all the help, guys. I'm going to read all these antenna websites you gave me and try to figure out what works for me. Thanks.
Okay, if you need some samples, just try stuff. Let me know. We got some of those tape measure ones that you can play with, or
Yeah, I'll send you an email to go ahead and get connected up with that. I think that sounds like a good thing to start with for me anyway. So
yeah, you can't go wrong. They're $10 and you can use them for 100 things. Like Peter doing that that packet stuff tonight, aiming at the ISS works really well for him. So lots of good things to do.
I've got some extra Omnis too. If you need one, let me know.
okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Good to see you, man.
Take care. I gotta say, Wayne, I like that background.
Yeah, I stole that somewhere. Got it off the internet.
You mean off their site?
Acquired it.
You didn't steal it. You're just borrowing it.
That's right. Yeah, everything's on the
It's not.
internet.
It's not for profit, so it doesn't matter.
It's free advertising.
Just trying to make myself look better,
I think the other picture of the hog with you with the mountains in the background looked better.
That was my old bike that I had a few years ago. That one there. That was taken on top of Mount Scott down by Lawton.
Yeah, that's a great photo.
That's my street bob. Wish I still had that bike.
Man, that's a dope bike.
many years ago, I was stationed at Altus, and we would get off midnight shift and ride over to the wildlife refuge, and we'd race up the mountain.
Yeah.
I had a friend with a Bonneville.
I got now. That's what I ride now.
That looks comfortable.
It is. That's what that's what people jokingly call an old man's bike. You know what? I don't care.
It's no old school Softail.
No, it's not. But I like it. I'm hoping the weather would straighten out, start warming up a little bit, and start riding more.
Well, it did for a couple days.
Yeah, it was nice today, but this morning it was a little bit brisk.
Yeah, it was a little bit chilly.
What?
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 So we're gonna get that weather in tonight, or is that a bust?
I think it's all west, like far west Oklahoma.
That's fine with me. I think I'll disconnect my antennas just to be safe.
Well, if you do, then it won't come.
then I'll
Perfect.
do
Do it.
it. Yeah, I've had them disconnected all week, but we never did get anything out of that last storm. They said, "Oh, it's coming."
Well, they also said it was going to be 82 here today, and I don't know if it got that high.
It felt it here.
And it sure did.
Yeah.
Shows 81 on my home weather unit.
Close enough.
Yeah, I had 79 recorded here.
There's officially 76.
Close enough.
According to Mr. George.
George of the jungle?
Yeah.
You mean Foreman?
Is that guy's name? The guy on channel 25. Oh, well. I'm going to bail out, guys, and enjoyed talking to you.
All right. Good to see you, man. Ed
You
Fong
later.
sounds like he's ready to go, it looks like. So, good deal.
Oh, wow. You guys got that song in?
Yeah, August.
August, yeah.
Dang.
Now we got to fill in a July. And then if we can ever get that other guy that I've been working on, but maybe September.
That'd be cool.
We'll have almost a whole year.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
All right. Good talking to you, Wayne.
All right. Catch you guys later.
See you,
Take
man.
care. Have a good evening.
See ya.
See you, man. Well, it came right back up. Don't know what that was about, but
Probably one of that latest stupid feature updates.
oh no, I'm way ahead on this one. This is a
Are you
fast
in beta
ring.
testing?
This is fast ring beta on this machine, so
Okay.
I'm guessing
Well,
it blew something.
yeah, that's kind of like myself and all my Macs that I have running all beta on Big Sur. So same thing.
Yep. The only problem I see is it's tough to remember what's new here and what's in production when I go to other people's machines. It's like, oh, you don't have that. Okay. Hang on. It'll come.
Well, you can just run like a WinVer, right, and get your exact version.
Oh yeah. But just what features? I mean, mine always looks different.
Did it
than
change
other
it from did it change it from dark to not light?
It didn't change. I mean, I've got that option. The dark is working really well on this now. I don't have it set up that way.
Yeah, I noticed the latest feature update, which was like I believe 20H2. It
Yeah.
automatically changed everything to light accent instead of dark accent.
Yeah, that was they redid that whole thing and
Yeah.
defaulted. That was back in October. This is
Yeah.
I'm on version 21.332 is what the build is.
Yeah, you're definitely in the beta program.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see if the event log tells us anything.
Well, at least it's better than the alpha program.
Yeah. I don't really have much problem with it. I got a couple machines I could run it on, and it's kind of nice because you see the problems before they show up. You know, if they show up on mine, I can fix it before it happens on other people's machines. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, for sure. I've noticed there's been some changes that they don't really enumerate, I guess, per se in the KB articles.
Well, they put them in it's in all the build. There's a build site you can go to, the feedback site that you can go to that has all that. But I just don't care. I'm usually like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I've been dealing with stupid stuff like trying to help people fixing network printers from the latest 20H2, that drop off the network. And
I didn't have any of those.
Really?
Thank good. Yeah, thank goodness.
Wow, you're lucky because I've dealt with probably at least 10 of them.
last message was 8:38. Nope, that's way too early. It went down so quick. I doubt anything got in the log.
Yeah, did it drop a mini dump file?
No, it just boom, shut off power and just gone. Click.
So I didn't even have time to write to the mini dump folder, huh?
No, I would doubt it. Yeah, I didn't. Nothing showed up on screen. It just went dark.
I would look in the Windows mini dump folder and see if you have a entry in there. Well, that would be my guess.
Yeah, I don't think everything I've seen is nothing was written. So logs just all it does is jumps to the start of the boot. Huh, okay. Well, they'll get a problem report out of it, I'm sure.
Hey, surprise.
Yeah. Give Donna Suckar something to do. Yeah, it came up hard, so. Oh, well. Life goes on. Well, cool.
It didn't like automatically enable the fast boot, did it?
No, it actually went slow and shut down. It only brought up one processor at a time, so I don't know what's going on. Well, there's Justin.
Hey, how are you guys?
I'm good. I didn't see you slide in.
Yeah, I snuck in a while ago.
How's the new gig, or did we start it tomorrow or
Starts Monday.
Monday?
The gig this week is working around the house.
Cool.
We've got 3 boys came to visit for a few days, friends of our son, and I'm ready for them to go home. I'm not gonna
lie. Yeah, I thought 1 was bad. 3, no.
Yeah.
1 guest is 1 too many.
So how'd that tower deal ever work out with your neighbor and the tractor and the?
Still sitting over there. I just haven't had time. I've got a tower. I've got a rotator. I've got a control box. I've got an antenna switch.
You got a whole week off.
Copper bar.
You got a whole week off.
Yeah. I need to take a whole week off with nothing else to do is what I need.
Ken will come down there and help you.
Yeah. Yeah. Believe me, I would if I could. I put a push-up pole up just because it doesn't take very long. And my wife was of the understanding it was temporary.
That's okay.
Well, it's not okay because it's outside of her kitchen window, and she hates to look. It's not right outside, but she sees it when she looks out the kitchen window, and she's like, "I don't want to look at that."
Well, tell her to put a pot on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have to decorate it.
Bird feeder pole.
Well, she wants to put a bird bath there. Is what she wants.
Get some plastic flowers. Get some plastic flowers and wrap them in layers up the pole.
Yeah.
There you go, Ken. That's perfect.
And it's got my 2 meter for 40 antenna right now at the top of it. So anyway, we kind of reached an agreement. I'll take it down, put it on the other side of the garage, which there's nothing over there but the garden and the chicken coop. And I can do it like I want. So instead of a 40-foot push-up pole, I'm going to put a 50-foot push-up pole and then put the tower over there as well. And I'll probably just guide the pole. This one's not guide. It's attached to the garage. But
you're brave at 40 foot.
Well, it's not all. I mean, it's
okay,
overlapped.
Okay.
Yeah. No. And there's days that I seriously think about letting it down a little more, but no, it's held up well. It's not at 40 foot. It's a 40-foot pole. It's just not 40 foot. So
yeah.
But
it has the potential to be.
Yes, it does. It also has the potential to fall down on the house too. So
no, they fall away from the house because the little mount that's on the fascia board will pull the fascia board off and it'll go away from the house. I mean, no. Yeah.
Right. Well, I put lag bolts in it and screwed it into the wall studs.
Oh, well, then you're good. Then you're good. Yeah.
I have my little 900 megahertz radio in here going.
Did you?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. it's I did find out talking to one of the guys in the club out here, there is a couple of repeaters in Oklahoma City, but he's never got a reply on them. So
yeah.
So I think I'm good getting over to the repeater in Choctaw,
Yeah.
I don't need to do anything, tremendous, outlandish to, get an antenna real high. I can get over there, so there's no sense in spending a lot of time and money making it better when there's no one to talk to.
Yeah, Ed's got his 1.2 gig up, and it's like, who are you going to talk to? Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, the good thing about this is it's in a network. So, and it's a pretty good sized network. So
who'd you say put that up? I forgot who was doing that.
The network or the repeater?
The repeater.
What is it? It's Tom Yaturi.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
W5TUI, I believe.
Yeah.
Him and Don.
Don Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
So, and it's tied into that K5 TRA network.
Yeah.
Talked to him the other day. So
good.
Yeah. I found out the kind of runoff guys that try to link 2 meter and 440 to their network.
Oh yeah.
So they're kind of UHF snobs, I guess. So,
yeah, there's all kinds of snobs. I mean, snobs come in all levels, and that's good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not hating on them, but it is what it is. But yeah, I've got plans for that tower and this rotator sitting in here, and just need time.
Yeah. If we could make 28 hours a day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an older tower. I really don't know what brand. It's the 3 pieces going up are they're flat metal, but they're kind of all curved like that. And then they've got cross braces going up all three sides. It's 2 pieces, and it's a little over, I think it's about 42 feet tall. So I thought I'd build like a steel cradle for it and have a pivot point at the bottom where I could raise it and lower it, because eventually I'll probably be too old to climb it.
No, eventually you will be. That's not a maybe. Yeah.
So then I thought, I could just lay it down to work on it.
Cool.
Saw some people on YouTube do it. Saw some people rip their towers in half trying to get them up too.
Yeah. Who is it? The other Justin over in Turner in Newcastle had a video of him pulling up his Ron tower with like a pickup truck and an electric winch, a front end loader, and a 8-foot step ladder or something like that. It was just hilarious.
Oh,
remember that one?
Yeah, is that the guy that's the firefighter out at Tinker?
Yep.
Yeah.
Him and his wife both are, yeah.
Tucker,
that's it. It was a hilarious video.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It was definitely hold my beer and watch this. And
yeah.
I'm so glad I was not there when that happened.
whatever happened to him? I haven't heard anything from him in probably a year.
Last I heard, he changed his position at Tinker that involved more effort, shall we say, and that he just was not having the time that he had in the past. And I can't remember who told me that. Somebody like David Grizzle or some emergency manager guy. He might have taken on some emergency manager role at Tinker, something like that.
What was his name? Chris? Was it Chris? Something?
Yeah.
Chris Tucker. Okay, that's it. Chris Tucker. And no, Chris is his wife. Right?
No, it's Chris.
I think it's
His
Chris.
name is Chris?
I think so. He had the drone.
Yep.
1 year.
Yep.
Field day. Yeah.
Yep. The heck is her name? Yep. Well, in case you guys were trying to figure out what went wrong with my little computer, the video monitors are all goofed up. So something happened in the video display system. So guess they've got a problem.
Probably got some new Windows update for a driver.
Yeah, there's somebody. Yeah, somebody's got a problem there somewhere. But the monitors weren't.
Not Tucker, it's Turner.
Yeah.
Chris Turner.
Okay, that's it. What's his wife's name?
Chris Turner.
What's his name?
KC5 PIQ.
That's it. I remember that. I would have thought of that. Never. That's his name is Chris. What's her?
Mrs. Turner.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I'm really sorry I saw this picture. Holy cow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you call a good day at work.
No doubt.
He's probably up there trying to scratch the guy's name off and put his own name in. There's the name.
Hey, that card top right, AB5J.
Yeah.
That's who taught my novice class back in the 80s.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I remember that call sign. Who was it?
Frank Phillips.
That's yeah.
Yeah, it was Frank Phillips and Claude Matchett, I believe. And they both had a repeater up in Lawton.
I was just, I remember that call sign. I don't remember. I'm trying to think if I remember, trying to see if I remember any of these other ones. Nope. New York, Chicago, Abington. Frank Phillips, there it is. Lawton, Oklahoma.
Sure enough. Well, I think his repeater is still up, or a memorial, call sign repeater is still up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Last time I was down there, I heard ID.
Wow. We'll have to send him a note to say, hey, we were thinking about him. Where are you at, man? Somebody showed up here. Who dat?
Probably me.
Oh, did you leave and come back?
No, I just got some crazy security update that shut down my Mac as well. And I had to completely restart and rejoin the meeting. So I'm guessing it's not only the Windows world, it's the Mac world.
Oh, I didn't think Macs did that.
Yeah, well, they do when you're running beta.
It's kind of weird.
Kind of the same thing.
Yep.
I thought if you didn't activate the Windows that it would not update, but that is apparently not true.
Nope, that is not true. I have a machine I have not activated yet because I want to leave it in the condition it is because I got a bug.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a VM and it's running as a virtual machine, and it'll still pull updates, but sometimes it'll restart and sometimes it won't. I've had that issue with Server 2019 multiple times.
Hey, Eric, thank you for sending me that link to the
Yeah, man.
monitor mount. Yeah, I'm going to get one of those. That looks really
Yeah,
nice.
that's what I have at work for my 3 screens. So it works very well as long as you got that Visa or a VESA or whatever the hell they call it these days, the VESA. Yeah, as long as you have that on the back end of those monitors, you'll be fine.
What'd you send him? Which
Here, I'll send it. I'll just send it to everyone in chat.
there's those used to be like $1 million and now they're just getting cheap, which is cool.
They're not. Yeah, I mean it's like $70.
Yeah, I'm talking 350 for
Yeah,
you could spend more on the mount than you could on the monitor.
Yeah, with the discount, it's just a tick over 60, I think.
Yeah, there you go. So if I can even find it again, I think everything got blown away as soon as my Mac just decided to shut down and restart.
Poofed it. Yeah.
I'll send it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead and repost that. I was gonna say because I don't even have the history in there. It's a nice one, and it's I mean it'll clip onto your desk, or you can mount it onto your desk or whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those things I never need, but then as soon as tomorrow I'll need 3 of them and
yeah,
be sorry. Be sorry I didn't ask.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Mount dash it. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, Mount IT.
I noticed that it would mount quite a few different size monitors.
Yes.
Do you know that if it will handle 3 27-inch? 27 is the biggest, but it didn't say whether if all of them could be 27.
I have 3 27 inches mounted on that at work on that exact mount.
Okay.
And it works flawlessly.
18 pounds for monitor. How many monitors come close to 18 pounds anymore?
These days, none.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get 32-inch TVs that weigh half that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty screaming deal for
well, it is.
For a tri-monitor mount.
Is that where you got your monitor?
That's where I got the mount from.
Yeah, I mean the mount, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm running 3 old school 24-inch widescreen HPs, like the ones that you can walk up next to and still feel the heat off of them. And it works fine. So I'm sure for what you're doing, like I've got a couple 27-inch LG monitors that I've thought about mounting up here in the little shack area, and I still haven't done it, but I just don't really want to spend the coin. I mean, $70 is a lot of money for me right now.
Yeah, it looks like the edge monitors can rotate.
Yeah, you can rotate the Visa mount or the VESA mount or whatever the hell they call it these days.
I never figured out that one.
Yeah,
I've
once you actually get them mounted to the actual monitor mount, you're able to rotate, vertical or horizontal.
Tilt up or down 15 degrees and rotate 360.
Yeah.
So you can go landscape or portrait.
Yeah, or portrait. Yes, exactly. And that's what I've been using. So it seems to work fine.
It said it clamps onto a desk or.
Yeah. So like my desk is old school. Like the back end of it has that little like section that you can clip onto.
Yeah.
And it's clipped onto there, but I'm actually upgrading my desk, but luckily I'm able to clip onto the back of that as well. So I'm able to use the same monitor mount.
Oh, I see it. It's got a little screw clamp coming in from the bottom.
Exactly.
I think it was saying either one. My question was, does it come with both type of the hardware for both type of mounts, or do you have to pick one or the other?
I believe it comes with both.
Well, it's got the same different
hardware for
holes.
both.
See the holes? There's the top and the bottom. There's 4-inch holes on the outside of that thing, and there's 3-inch holes on the inside of it. So each.
I was talking about the mount that actually mounts it to the desk.
Oh, sorry.
And one's a clamp. And
I think it's just like
through holes.
It's just like that screw type clamp, that screw like where you mount it on the edge of the desk and you're able to screw it tight. And
it probably has just holes in it that you could screw it down if you wanted to, or use the clamp.
Yeah, you can.
Probably the way.
I did on mine. I didn't screw it down. I put a actual piece of like I think it was a 1x4, and just so it would spread out a little bit across the bottom of the desk, and therefore it would like dispense the weight, properly. So it wouldn't be just kind of like a rocker.
This is probably what you're talking about, Carl, the clamp base versus the grommet base. Is that what you're talking?
Yeah, and I didn't know if it came with both of them or you had to pick one.
My wife has one just like it. It came with both.
There you go.
Yeah, it comes with both, Carl.
Okay, great.
And for that price, it's kind of unbeatable. You're not going to find that anywhere else.
No kidding. I ignored mounts for a long time because you were spending more money for the stupid mount than you were for the monitor.
Right, for all the monitors.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
There's your dimensions, Carl.
I found that not too long ago and implemented it in the office, and it works fantastic.
There's your dimensions. Center to center is 28.5 horizontally.
It's 10 o'clock.
Thanks, Matt.
Time to hang the heck up. Like I said, I don't need one of these. Won't ever need one of these. Tomorrow somebody will say, I need a monitor rack. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got the
when you're doing SysA stuff and DevOps stuff, you have to monitor multiple things. So
yeah,
it's great to have multiple monitors, especially when you're looking at like Datadog and New Relic and all that kind of stuff. It's good to see stuff in real time.
Yep.
Speaking of real time, Peter Core, are you still on?
Yeah, for just a bit more.
Yeah, I just wondered if you had a geochron clock to track those satellites.
No, I don't. Here, I use Heavens Above.
That works pretty good.
Yeah. And then, hold on just a minute. Let me.
Hey, Mark, that's just an app, isn't it? On your like a phone app, iOS or Android.
Yeah, I like the. Sorry, I'm not sharing. Yeah, you can share screen this way, but I like the website because, for example, tonight's one, if you to click on it, it'll give me the path where it'll give me a path. And in fact, if I do old school, I'll just print this out. It'll give me the path of when it rises. And this one, it stops short because I put it on visibles. That means it disappeared right when it was around zenith near the constellation Gemini, but it still continues on. So for example, if I go, you have to click on visible pass. This is mainly if you want to see it visually, and then you can click on all to see every single one. For example, on the 20th, there's one at 7:30 in the evening, but it's still daylight. So it won't show, but this is what it'll look like. So this is a nice gauge. So even though if I'm not tracking it, I know that approximately at 7:39 it's going to be near the moon. So between 7:39 and 7:40, I'm going to point my antenna in the general direction of where the moon is. So there is an app as well, but this is what I use.
I was shut down when you went to go set all that up, Peter. What'd you use for radio and for the packet thing?
I'm using a HT at the moment. I'm using a HT.
Oh, so that's the one that's got the packet built into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, easier to obviously easier to operate. That's the only way to operate with the with that handheld